We're live. Welcome in, everybody.
I'm not here.
And by in, I mean we're back.
I'm not here.
What's going on?
I'm not here.
You are here.
I'm here.
He's here.
I'm here. I have a pink drink.
What is that pink drink? What is it? Is it like a strawberry something? I hope so, because if it's not, I don't know what that is.
Yes. It has strawberry something. Strawberry acai something. I don't know.
I don't want to assume that the pink stuff is always strawberry, but if it's not, I have...
Coconut milk, strawberry something or other.
I have literally no idea.
It's refreshing. That's all I know. So I like them because it's refreshing.
Jimmy the Saint, Sarcastic Grandpa, Wirehead, That Chai Cat, Super Duper John.
It's very refreshing.
Welcome in, everybody. How are we doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you, Chris?
I'm doing great. How are you, Jason?
I'm doing great. I was at a thing called Adepticon all last weekend.
Hardly know her.
And it was a blast.
It was okay.
Okay. It was okay.
It was just okay.
It was okay. If you're into
wasn't.
that sort of thing, then you would have been happy.
It was pretty great.
I think it was the best event I've ever been to.
Yeah.
I'm biased because we had a hell of a booth.
We did.
We had a hell of a time.
We did.
Hell of a lot of good people.
We did. Lumberjack says, Chris, you need to read this out loud. Wad Tomaton is the man.
He's
I did.
Okay.
They're all just fine. Everybody's just okay. Where are you going?
This way.
No. What are you doing?
Going to grab my glasses.
Oh, he's grabbing his glasses, everybody. Who do we have? Mo, Howmandu Avian, Odin Kane. I met a lot of you this last week. Was very happy. I'm not great. I've had to rely on YouTube for a week for background painting vids. Stan, that's why we're here. We're back in full force and fury. And we have a new Frameable today, which Jason will explain the lore behind that once he gets his act together. How long does it take to find glasses back here, Sonny? Wow, dude. He's on his way. He said, that's okay, Chris. I'm wiring the money right now. That's exactly what it says. Are the new ones on sale? Mo, not yet, but they will be coming in the next couple weeks.
You can close your own dang door.
I will. Watch out for that flat ground. It's everywhere.
That what?
I said that flat ground.
Flat ground?
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to trip.
What?
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 I truthfully would not want you to trip.
Why would I trip on flat ground?
Twisty Farmer, it was great seeing you guys and super excited to put some one step on the model. Nice. It was really good meeting you too. Derp6 said, bought the Hunter texture trainer, excited to get it. How do you clean it before priming and painting it?
You don't have to.
You just, and then you're done.
You don't have to. Why would you clean a model?
Oh, nice, Super Duper. You're going to be in Arizona.
What?
I like it. I'll be at HQ next month on the 6th. Hey, awesome. Definitely come by and say hi. Oh, I should shut that
I told you. I warned you.
Let me punch out here. Jason, hold. There we go. Let me zoom out a little bit. Jason, what do we got here? What are you doing?
I'm priming.
What are you priming?
I'm priming Whiplash Willie.
Whiplash Willie.
Whiplash Willie. He
Yeah.
is one of our Weird West villains designed by Adrian Smith for the second wave of our Texture Trainer Frameables.
Mm-hmm.
Whiplash Willie, also known as Mr. Double Trouble. 2 6-shooters on his hip.
I like it. I like it. Now, tell us a little bit about these, Jason. Where did these come from? How did you get how did we get here?
Okay, so Adrian Smith, one of the, I'm just going to go out and say it, one of the hobby, if not the world's best creative character designers, did a lot of work with GW, has done a lot of work for a lot of stuff. He developed the Hate world,
Okay.
the world of Hate.
Got it.
Which are some of my favorite character design models, and we've painted quite a few of them on stream before. That was a game that Cool Mini or Not put out years ago, and now it's subsequently gone off to other manufacturers since the untimely demise of Cool Mini or Not. I think he's released it with some 3D STL provider now.
Okay.
But anyway, Adrian Smith is a fantastic artist.
Yep.
Reached out to Adrian and said, hey, we'd really like you to design some of these Frameables. What do you think about doing a group of villains? I said, we're doing these Victorian hero style ones, which was series 1.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And those were all Riccardo Masticello.
Right.
Doing the designs on those. Another fantastic guy who has done tons for Games Workshop. It's, it always seems like we're leeching people who have done great things for Games Workshop.
Yeah.
But Ricardo's done a lot of the character design for us well, he did all the character design work with me on the previous 3 Frameables. And so then I gave kind of carte blanche to Adrian to come up with some weird villains. And he chose a very cool Weird West vibe with them.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have the 3 that I've shown off, although I've only shown off one. Well, no, I showed off all 3. I showed off the masters for all 3.
Yeah.
But this is the first one that we have out of production. These are all hand poured resin.
Nice.
Single piece resin models. Like our texture trainer line in the 60 millimeter rounds, they are built with a eye for helping you as you develop your paint skills for doing different brush stroke techniques to provide more texture and use of light and value on models. That's what they're for. And this one is freaking fantastic.
Yeah,
it is such a good model.
Yeah, it's super cool. And Jason, Howmandu's saying, what are texture trainers in a nutshell?
They are, like I just said, they're models that are intended to do exactly what it says on the tin. Train you on how to paint various textures, because so many of us, as we enter into the realm of model painting, miniature painting, we do it maybe through gaming, your love of wanting to play the game, or you don't come at it from a standpoint, maybe you just want to paint miniatures, but a lot of people don't come at it from a background of like pure art, right? A lot of people come at miniature painting from somewhere else, a love of an IP perhaps, being a nerd, and just you got friends that do it, and you're like, I really want to do some of that. Whatever it is, a lot of people don't have a really great understanding of everything they need to know with regards to, how to paint values and how to sketch value and how to recreate light on various different surfaces. And so the texture trainers are meant to give you a larger surface than you're probably used to painting without it being as crippling to think about as a normal bust may be. A lot of people kind of get scared with busts because it seems like too much. Like if you've been painting Space Marines, getting your first bust is very daunting.
Yeah.
Because you're like, what do I do with this? It's bigger, right? The face alone on some busts is bigger than the whole Space Marine I'm used to painting. So what do I do? How do I make this work? And texture trainers are meant to help deliver a system that is easier to do because you don't have a back on them, number one. And then they give you a lot of different material to focus on. Cloth, metal, flesh, right? You have everything you can imagine on these. Hair, stone, whatever you want, and that will force you to start playing around with texture, because texture is, and I'm going to go out and say it, way more important than color. So much in our hobby, people will ask, hey, what color did you use on that? And what I really want to teach people is that color is never your first concern. Literally never your first concern. Your first concern is always how to get value of dark, medium, and light color across a surface, because that's how you generate contrast. Contrast is what generates volume, and volume and value together wind up giving you the textures through brushstroke and application. So lots of choppy brushstrokes can look like hair, or very sketchy weathering, things like that. Stippling can look like soft wool, and can be a really great way to create skin textures. So that's what they are. They're a mechanism for helping people get used to making things look like they have a lot more material separation on the model so that you don't just continue to paint everything with the same technique, so that, you know, you paint armor the same way you paint flesh, you just change your colors. Well, that doesn't get you very far.
Mm-hmm.
You need to start painting different things on the model in different ways with different brush technique and different colors, obviously. But I always go back to the fact that you could paint a model black and white and still show that everything, you know, we did that monochromatic painting where I showed painting the jeans and the metal on the one of the texture trainer, I think it was the Hunter.
Yeah, it almost looked blue.
Yeah, and all we used was black and white.
Yeah.
Right, and that is something that I enjoy teaching to people because it will change your models forever. Change the way you paint, change the way your models read to other people. It's just the best way in the world to start looking at your focus. Imagine that you only ever have black and white to paint with. How do you make leather look like leather, skin look like skin, cloth look like cloth? Because you only have two colors. You know, our challenge this last month was like that.
Yep.
Right? Only two colors.
Yep.
So you have a couple days left, or 1 day left.
Technically tonight.
Yeah, tonight at midnight? No.
11:50. Yeah.
No, they have the 31st. Is today the 31st?
Today's the 31st. Hey, Akaneth Artistry, thank you so much for that raid. Welcome in, Raiders. We're painting up one of the new Frameables.
These are a lot easier with the rattle cans.
Yeah.
For these big flat areas. The texture trainer Frameables, like what we have here, were an outgrowth of the smaller Frameables. That my goal was to not only allow you to do all the stuff the smaller Frameables do, but also to connect into starting to think about the environment that your model resides within.
Right.
So we give a black backdrop or a big flat backdrop that now you have to paint as part of the composition.
Yeah.
To show me, like, okay, where is this goblin in when I'm painting him? You know, even if you just paint it, you know, gray,
right.
You're creating like old canvas paintings, an environment, or adding to the composition that can tell a lot of the story and have a lot of fun with it. And we had a really great Surviathan by St. John Scott. Entered into the MAA competition. That was great to see. He had been painting that on stream for a while. He won a prize.
He did. That TriCat says, will there be a stream going over the base layer minis as art entries too? ?
Yes. Whether it's here or on base layer, I'll have to talk to Matt and figure that out. But yes, we will be judging all of the base layer entries. They go through the end of the month as well. So I will be talking with Matt and look at getting that all judged, hopefully by the end of the week or over this next weekend, and then we'll be releasing the winners on that. So I'm excited to share all that too.
Yep. Good stuff. Zaba Art says, hi friends, thank you again for a great weekend with you. It was awesome.
Lucas, hope you made it home okay.
Lucas, good stuff. And congratulations on your win. Excellent piece.
Lucas got a gold at Golden Demon.
He did.
Heck yeah. For just one of, just a great, I'm a big fan of the Bretonians.
Yeah, they're pretty cool models.
And that particular picture of the Pegasus Knight from the old Bretonian Codex, Army book, whatever they called them back then, was such a good picture.
Yeah, it was.
And he kind of redid it, sculpted it on there.
Yeah, it was a great,
really, really nice.
Great model. Baldman says, Jason, I had a chance to see Chris's models from Moonstone. I'd love to see you paint one of those amazing models.
See me paint a Moonstone model?
Yeah. You like
Somebody
the horse.
give me one.
You like the horse guy, right?
Yeah, and I didn't get a chance to see if they had him there. I want the Mule Knight.
The Mule Knight?
Well, yeah, he's like a donkey knight. Not a horse guy, he's a mule.
I don't know if I've actually seen this model.
Yeah, he's a donkey and a knight. He's a donkey in shining armor.
I'll have to look at that. Let's see. I want to go back up. Kraken Matt says, looking good, guys. I have a question. I'm creating a new Mechanicum army and want to make a yellow-orange liquid pigment base. How would you suggest getting that look? Think 40K 3rd edition art with Black Templars.
Okay, read that back to me. What's the main goal?
Let's look here. 1 second. Creating a new Mechanicum army and want to make a yellow-orange liquid pigment base. How would you get that look?
A yellow-orange?
Mm-hmm.
A yellow-orange base. A yellow-orange liquid pigment base. Do we mean base coat for the army colors or base as in the base for the models?
I think for the actual models themselves, not the base, right?
Well, you don't know that. That's what I'm asking. Is it
maybe
the model's base itself, or are we talking about a base color? It makes me feel like liquid for the base.
Yeah, you're right, Jason. Base of the models.
Because everybody knows how to do the color for the base coat. You know, I don't think somebody would. I mean, maybe they would. But
base of the models. No, you're right.
Yeah, so like a liquid yellow, orange yellow. Is it like a lava kind of look that you're going for? Something like that. Help me understand what you're doing, because the concept doesn't jump out at me instantaneously. If you want a liquid base,
that's weird.
Then typically I'm thinking that you're going to want to use something like layered epoxy resin, clear epoxy resin that you add paint to, and like you would do a water effect is a really great way to do that. Just painting it on and putting gloss varnish is always an option, but it always looks bad to me. I don't prefer to paint things that I want to be liquid on models and then just gloss it, unless it's just a background or something like that. You can do it, right? And it works really well if you're doing like a cartoon cell shaded type color scheme. Then you can paint on there. But typically, if I want something to be like liquid on the base, a clear resin that you add paint to. Remember, you can add acrylic paint into your resin mix, pour it, and then you can pour it in layers to get multiple color mixes. So like when I do water, I start low with, like camo greens or yellow greens for like a swampy bottom of the water look.
Yeah.
And then move up into maybe green blues before I put a final clear layer on. And that way you get really, really good depth to the water. So you can do the same thing with your orangey yellows, yellow oranges. Whatever it was.
Lumberjack is asking, what was the outcome of the game with Dallas?
I beat him. Well, Elle and I beat him. It was a lot of fun, but we won.
Nice.
It was a very narrative thing, and so I don't know that it was really a win. It was very Hollywood, right? The whole idea was that, there were clones that were somehow still operating, and they were operating against the rebels some reason. I never really got that whole thing down. But there were some clone troopers, and we discovered them, and we needed to alert the rest of the rebels about their presence.
Oh, I see.
And so we had to grab data and then get to an extraction point, which took us all the way across the field into his deployment zone to extract.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And so we went and did it, and halfway through the game, he brings out Anakin after the fall.
Yeah.
So Anakin on his way to being Darth Vader, but before Obi-Wan Kenobi slices his legs off, kind of a thing, right? And Anakin just got absurd rules. Absolutely absurd rules.
Wow.
Like, I don't know, 80 million attacks.
Oh, boy.
In red dice, which is the worst, because they have the most hit markers on them.
Oh, boy.
So he got like all his attacks with red dice. I forget, 8 attacks with red dice. Pierce 6, meaning that he ignores your first 6 saves, which means that unless your unit was bigger than 6,
okay,
and then you saved everybody you rolled, because the way Star Wars Legion works is that you roll 1 defense die generally. Some units have more, but like for normal troopers, you roll 1 defense die for every trooper that got hit.
Oh, okay.
Like, so if I roll and I hit your squad 5 times, each trooper has a defense die. You roll 5 defense die.
Oh, interesting.
Defense die only have 2 marks on them on a 6-sided die, or on an 8-sided die. No, they're 6-sided die.
Okay.
Right? So, they have a, whatever that is, 30% chance, right? 33 and a third % chance of deflecting, bouncing armor, basically. Yeah. And so the odds are really against you.
Huh.
And he has 6 Pierce. So there's just no way. He walks up and kills 6 things every time he does an action, basically.
Oh, boy.
It was stupid. Because he was rolling like fire. He didn't miss with Vader. It was really weird.
Oh, boy.
But it was very narrative. Each turn, or each round, they gave us heroic cards. We would draw off a deck of heroic action cards that made crazy things happen in the game. And so Elle and I got enough heroic actions, and we sat there and talked about it, and we created a situation where we figured we could go, and the heroic actions are things you create a narrative. You come up with a story of what a unit in your game would do with a heroic action, something really cool that they would do. So we talked about it, and we pulled off a coup. We hijacked Dallas's flyer.
Okay.
Rammed it into Vader, sacrificing and killing a bunch of rebels. So it was very Rogue One-ish. It was very kill whoever you need to get the goal accomplished.
Yeah. So
we killed a whole bunch of our own guys, like 2 full squads of our own guys, to crash his own flyer into Vader.
Okay.
It set Vader back a half a turn. And then we had, with another heroic action, we were able to pounce a squad with the data up a little bit and have them Hail Mary, like throw the briefcase downfield.
Dang.
And we had one operative that grabbed it. And then Vader had to march through and kill everybody on his way to that one operative. And at the very end of it, of course, it staged at the very end of the game, he killed the operative, but right as he killed him, the data finished uploading.
Oh, wow.
So it was very Star Wars. Right? It's Vader's nightmare. Every time he comes through the corridors and catches Leia, she's already given it to R2-D2, and he's already blasted off the ship and down onto Tatooine. So it's just very cliche Star Wars. Vader's great at everything except having children or being a father and finding the data, stopping the data from being stolen. Those are his 2 bad things.
Where is this? Did they say? Somebody was asking. Was it on? It was
on Twitch. It was on the Atomic Mass Twitch.
Yeah, so go check it out. You can probably watch the whole thing on their actual channel. So
it was a lot of fun. Will Pagani was there, and he was kind of instructing us on what to do because none of us really knew how to play the game. So it was a lot of fun. It was a whole lot of fun.
He used special narrative dice, says Mo. Yes, he did. Hey, and Panic Bomb and Big Bobzilla, thank you so much. Big Bobzilla, 107 months. Big Bob gave you a clock, Jason.
Holy, amazing present 2 years in a row.
Nice.
Big Bob brought a cutting mat last year.
Yep.
That was superlative. Just amazing cutting mat that he and his father did.
Yeah.
With CNC inlay and walnut and just a brilliant art piece. It's at my house.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it's in my office here.
Right.
And then this year he brought an acrylic clock that they made.
It's
they
pretty
did
cool.
This really cool block of wood, which I also think was walnut, and CNC'd with a CNC table, the Monument M logo in the middle, and at each of the hour markers are Procryl bottles, right? And then they engraved it halfway, filled that with resin, then flipped the whole thing over and engraved the whole back out and filled it with resin. So that now it's just a full resin clock with these floating
it's pretty cool.
And an M in the middle with the clockworks. It's so amazing. It's really amazing.
Only the details. Brand new to painting. Just got my first starter Warhammer Marine kit.
Nice.
Picked up your primer.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Welcome.
Only the details.
Glad you found us.
Question, will you be able to mix the upcoming weathering pigments with water or solvent?
I mean, you can always mix pigment with water and solvent. It will start making more of a mud, so it's a great effect paint at that point. I do it that way to create mud on like tank tracks or on models, if you just want to create more mud. And the texture pastes themselves can be a little thick. The pigment allows you to do it at much lower thicknesses, so you can get away with. You can take the pigment and a little bit of water as a solvent and dapple it on, or what works really even better than that is like the glazed wash medium or something that has an acrylic resin in it, because just water alone doesn't provide any binder. And the acrylic is what you're going to really want. So a clear acrylic resin medium like our glazed wash, like matte varnish, gloss varnish, put that in with the pigment. Then you can kind of stipple it onto surfaces, and you can create your own like rust kind of feeling textures on top of things.
Yeah.
And then paint over it and do everything you want to. You're going to want to lock it to the surface with some sort of an acrylic, though, if you're doing that.
Game delay. Thank you. I showed up just to talk about how Christopher's Moonstone models are. Those trees are great. I really appreciate it.
He said dope as hell.
They said dope as hell.
That's what he said.
And then Game delay said, you better read that comment, Christopher. I had so much fun. You played Moonstone with Game delay, Baldman, T. Schmidt. It was fun. Jade and Chuck were there. It was a good time. I had a good time. And thank you, Game Delay. I really appreciate it.
Those guys are all right.
I'll have to give them. It was pretty fun.
Those guys.
It was a fun game.
They're all right.
I had a great time.
Nobody invited me, so I don't know.
You're invited. Hey, that's okay. You know, we can't always get Jason to play a game. But you did say, Jason, you were gonna paint one of those at some point.
Did I?
You said at some point. Ballman, you should have.
If somebody gets me the Mule Knight, I will do so.
Yes, I appreciate it, Game Delay.
My opportunity because they're in the UK and they're hard as hell to get over here. So I should have bought one at the show, and I just didn't. When we walked the show, I wasn't even thinking about buying things.
Nah.
So that's my fault.
This is the 1 year out of Adepticon where I did not purchase something.
You didn't buy anything.
No. Gabe didn't either.
You didn't buy anything.
That's
we didn't have time, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Neither did I. Well, only on food, right?
Yep.
All we spent money on was food. We didn't buy any models or anything. Lucas gave me a model. Lucas Saba.
Yep.
Gave me a model. And a couple of miniature holders, which are really cool.
Which one did you get?
This year he gave me the Tauren one.
Oh, nice.
The bust.
Nice. Yeah.
The Tauren bust.
Nice.
Which is really cool. I have so many models of his we need to be painting.
Oh, Frigid Phoenix. Sounds like you're going to go to Adepticon 2027. And she'll be Mrs. Phoenix. Oh, nice. You're getting married on May 4th. Nice. Congratulations. Yes, Badger Games, I think, does sell. There's some people who sell Moonstone around the country. I actually found one at a local gaming store.
Did you really?
Yeah, I found the Jackalope, which was actually really fun. So, Primetime, yes.
Primetime cards and games.
When can we expect new? Very soon, Shark. Every time I see the old, that's hilarious. Very soon. People were loving One Step, and I think everybody was just having a great time this year.
Yeah, 100%. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. I like to paint the backgrounds on these guys first, only because I like to get messy.
Oh. Now, Jason.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Are you going to do like a sunset?
No, I'm going to do him leaning up against a stucco wall.
Oh.
With like a wanted poster of himself on it, I think.
Oh.
Right? I think that would be really cool.
Oh.
I think that would be really cool, Christopher.
Oh.
What do you think?
I think that would be okay.
I mean, that would be okay if you're into that sort of thing.
If you're into that sort of thing. Welcome in, everybody. We're so glad to be back in it. Thoughts on the new Cities of Sigmar models for AOS if you saw them, says Beef Berkey. The fortress is pretty cool.
I saw some.
It spoke to me.
I saw some.
I like big houses and terrain pieces, so make my models terrain and you got me. So there you go. No free pub. Yes. Make your terrain models or your terrain models. Make your models terrain that are terrained models. Did you see that, Jay? Oh. I have a touch. Oh, wait a second. Hold on, everybody.
Between now and the next time we meet, I want you to start a journal.
Don't tell me what to do.
I try, chat. An army of cog forts. That thing was insanely big.
Can't see this. T. Schmid, you're out there. T. Schmid gave me a gift this year. He gave me a gift, Jason.
He gave you a gift.
Yes.
As opposed to me a gift.
Now, T. Schmid,
He didn't give
unfortunately, you tried to fix it. I know you said you had a mishap with it. And I had the same mishap, but I still have it. Would you guys like to see what T. Schmid gave me?
He gave you a gift, not
He gave
me
me
a
gift. Yes, he did.
Okay. Just
He gave you one last year that
He gave you a gift.
fires me every year.
He gave you a gift.
Jason, look what I got.
Not me a gift.
You see this, Jason?
Just checking. I just want to make sure I'm got this right. Yeah.
You see that?
That's like a foam finger.
No, it's a touch of bronze.
Oh, that. But where's the rod?
It broke off. T-Schmidt, it broke off.
He broke it, T-Schmidt.
I get to boop you guys. Chris, I got you. I'll send you a better one. No, you don't need to.
He broke it.
Boop.
Is what happened.
Boop.
Can't trust this guy, man. He broke it.
I can, or this just looks like it's a police baton. So, yeah. Boop. You like that? You have glue. I know. I just pulled it out of the backpack, so I'll have to get it all glued up. T. Schmidt, thank you. We had a great show. It was actually, you know what? It was okay. It was just okay. Right, Gabe?
You're not going to get Gabe with that one. Gabe knows it was amazing.
It was amazing. I'm glad to see Fuses breaking out the expert acrylics, says
100%.
Lumberjack. Oh, yeah.
Got some new colors. We showed off the new 6 colors at Adepticon. People were loving those.
Yep.
A lot of the artists came up and wanted to use them. A lot of the artists that were doing demos wanted to see the expert acrylics and use them in the demos.
Oh, yes. What's going on, everybody? We're back. So you're doing a stucco wall.
Yep.
What color is your stucco? Is it like Arizona stucco?
I don't know yet. Right now, it's sepia. I'm smudge brushing a bunch of sepia on here.
Lapton Live says, would you happen to know when the one-step order will start going out for the EU by any chance? Yes, very soon. Mally just got
tomorrow?
back. Yeah, I think Mally just got back, technically.
Yeah, well, yeah, and they're offloading and getting all the orders parsed, so I think tomorrow they start shipping all that.
Yep.
So very, very soon.
And then mark your calendars, May. One Step worldwide release is coming out in May. Get ready. I think a lot of you who were at Adepticon were able to try it out. I'm far too excited for One Step. Yes, keep an eye out. Jason's going to be using it a lot. And then when Jason leaves, when do you leave? Next week?
We'll use some of it on this guy too, because I'll show you some expert acrylic one-step madness.
Nice.
It's gonna be fun. When do I leave?
Yeah.
I leave the 8th. Next Wednesday? Yeah?
Yep. Lumberjack, you can get it in May. Yes. Big Daddy says, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my black heart. Thank you. Thank you for taking our hobby to the next level with MAA. Thank you for caring so much about the hobby and the community. I have so much fun at your booth all weekend. I already have plans for the MAA next year. You guys are awesome.
Awesome.
I
Thank
love
you.
to hear that. Gabe has a piece. What are you doing, Gabe?
What?
What are you doing? Yeah. I need to
What?
your microphone.
Gabe doesn't paint.
Gabe does paint. Did you see his Lumineth Realm Award? Did you see that, Jason?
No.
It came out great. Yeah.
I didn't see it.
He won Best in Show.
No, he didn't.
He won Best in Show.
That would have made
in his
everybody
own
hate
way.
us.
Boop.
Gabe doesn't get to win anything.
Boop. He won his own Best in Show.
Under an alias.
Fisher Gabe. Fisher of Men.
That damn Fisher guy.
Fisher of Men. That's a good one. Was there wizard's butt left over? Yes. That color was awesome, and it needed grubby little hands on it. You mean the Dijon mustard color?
It is a really good color.
It's an awesome color. Actually, if you like yellow ochre, you're going to love that one. And there's some left. Have you, Avian says, you've been asked this multiple times, but I have a Swiss cheese brain. Question. Could you cut one step with special sauce or water, or can you do both, says Avian.
Both.
I love
the only
cutting
reason
it
to
with
really
water.
use the special sauce with the one step is if you don't want to lower the viscosity too much, right? If you're okay working with lower viscosity paint, if you're used to using water to dilute your paints down pretty low, because one step itself is fairly low viscosity right out of the bottle.
Yeah.
So you just have to be ready for that, right? You have to be ready for it to be a little runny and know how to paint with runny paint. That's what we're saying. And if you are, then just cut it with water. If you prefer to have it feel, remain how it is right out of the bottle, then I would suggest doing it with the one-step medium. But you definitely do not have to use the medium. I don't ever use the medium with it. I only ever use the medium to create one-step colors out of the base range.
Yeah.
So,
Game Delay says, Gabe was one of the nicest people at the booth, and he was wearing shorts. There's got to be some kind of award for those. He was wearing shorts.
Did you wear shorts all the time?
No, just the last day.
Oh. Yeah,
With
because you have
his-
to pack up.
Oh, look, we got aprons, too.
Tear down day, I always wear shorts.
All right.
Big Daddy, I really hope you guys release more Frameables in the future. I freaking love them. Well, Big Daddy,
Here, this is one right here.
what an amazing segue. These are coming out in 2 weeks, believe it or not.
I'm thinking some red oxide tint. It's a flesh tone by its very nature, but I think this is going to be a really good combo.
Everybody wants an apron. Lumberjack says, when are those aprons available? I need an apron.
Soon.
Gabe says soon. But you can't have that one because it says staff. So unless you guys are planning on getting jobs here, you can't have that one. We'll have other aprons for you.
We had an ad out for accounting person.
If you love accounting and painting models, we're the place for you. Monument Hobbies. If you love to crunch those numbers all day.
Nicolazzo yellow, I think would be good here too. I think it's some earthy tones is what I'm doing here. Various earthy tones.
If you go to our website, that's where we post all of that stuff. Avian says, give props to the crew at Adepticon. They were very helpful. Props to Jabe, Baby J, and this one guy called Chris. Of course, Jen, Jason were... hey, you know what, Avian? We appreciate you. Even though that was slight backhand, I appreciate you still.
What did he say about you?
And this one guy called Chris.
Oh, called Chris.
Good thing that's not my real name.
Wait, it
What? What? Hey, welcome in, everybody.
Wait a minute.
Emerson says, I can work for paint. Oh.
If you're willing to work for paint, you're hired.
That changes the entire game.
You just work for paint, you're hired. I don't even know what we'll have you do, but you're hired.
Hey, he says, got any boring data entry jobs? Beep boop.
Beep boop.
Paint number 1.
No.
Paint number 2.
No.
We don't have that.
We don't have that.
Tapple Jackson says, I'll volunteer at the booth next year if you guys want. If you guys thought we showed up this year big, next year's going to be even bigger. You hear that, Gabe? Day 1 coming back. You hear that? Next year's way bigger.
Right?
It will be.
Gabe would love it if we allowed him the budget and time to do this every year.
Sure.
He would.
Heck yeah.
He knows that's not a possibility.
We technically do it every year, though, Jason.
You do it every
We do. Is that a poop joke?
extra. We'll have some something.
Gabe says, absolutely not. And here's your pink slip. What are you trying to do over there? I don't turn that on for you. It's not.
It should be.
You should be.
I knew he shouldn't have gotten caffeine. I told him
I'm
not
doing
to.
actually really good. I already picked out models to paint next year, says Game Delay. I don't know if I'll be able to go, but this was a competition worth painting for. Nice.
What do you mean you don't know if you'll be able to go?
Your paint job was amazing, Game Delay. We had some amazing stuff in there. I can help you. Good night. Try that one. No. I don't know. One of those is on now. Speak into that, Gabe. No, it's the other one.
Hello?
There you go. You're probably really quiet.
That's fine.
Hold on.
I can be quiet.
There you go. Gabe's on. Yes, next year's gonna be so much fun. No West for the Weary. The Weary? Monument Hobbies Doghouse says, I'll need to get some of your Gundams ready for next year's MAA. Look at us. Already starting to talk about it. Day 1 back.
You Gundam lovers are going to be very happy with me here very soon.
Oh. What does that mean?
I got some neat things in the mail while we were at Adepticon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the Gundam community, the Gunpla community, whatever the hell that means. The Gundam community and the people that like big plastic robots are going to be happy, I think.
What does that mean?
That means I'm going to be doing some really cool stuff with that type of model.
Are you gonna paint some Gundam? Is what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah, some Gundam adjacent
Oh, I see.
stuff. I didn't get like a big Gundam.
What's that? What's that style called? Like when people paint Gundams? Is it some? It's got. Isn't it have
Gunpla.
Is it literally that's what it's called?
Yeah, they
okay.
call it Gunpla. It's just Gundam
Gunpla.
plastics.
Okay, got it. Gunpla. Gunpla.
The first one I'm going to do it like a World War II tank. We're going to really do it in kind of a realism sense.
Oh, that's cool.
And have a lot of fun with it.
I already like what you're doing with this background.
Yeah, I'm just smudge painting. It's not, because I'm doing it quick and I'm kind of also wet blending. We have a little bit of a sheen to it, right? But you can see all the texture that I'm putting on there. But it's looking really good. I've got the burnt sienna.
Yeah.
In with the sepia, and then I'm putting in the Nicolazzo yellow into the sepia, and now I'm going to go in. I keep with a pretty wet brush here.
I was
then I'm
just
going to go
about
in
to
and
ask
grab
that.
some of the red oxide tint, and notice how I'm just kind of mashing it up on the palette here.
Geep's mom says, "What about my
That's my
Bilbo?
mom.
What about my Bilbo?"
That's my mom. It's up next.
It's up next.
It's in the middle of all of this stuff.
Bilbo, bravest little hobbit of them all. Bilbo. Bilbo. Bing, 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 bing. Baldman says Chris hates me. No, I don't hate you. What are you talking about? I love all of
Creation.
chat. I love all of chat children.
Chris hates a lot of things.
I have 3 things that I hate.
And you can't remember any of them.
That's right. Now, how wet is your brush here, Jason?
Pretty wet. It's very damp. It's damp like a normal paintbrush would be.
Yeah, okay.
If I were painting with a normal paintbrush doing layering right now, it's that kind of dampness.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it smudges rather than just stippling. I get little textured brush marks out of this. If I see something that is a little bit too uniform, then I can just go back and hit it again. And I'm not really worried about building up uniform texture because I'm going to keep layering color over color as I go. So if I have anything that looks a little too dense or not dense enough, I will fix it with the next layer.
Yeah, Game Delay, I would agree with you. Just so that everybody knows, Baldman is not actually bald. Threw me way off.
Seems like you should have false advertising.
I guess so. Baldman,
On that
you fooled me. You said you were going bald, and then you pointed to a full head of hair. So I don't understand.
That's not how that works.
Little Billy says, speaking of dense, welcome back, Chris.
Oh.
Little Billy, it was such a bummer that I didn't meet you in person. Somebody came up to the booth, though, and told me to write you a note, and thus I did. So you'll be receiving one of those post-haste. Depending on how fast the Pony Express gets to your house. There you go. How was the airport going home?
Easy.
You know what? It was so long. It took us 15 minutes. Not even. Get through security. Don't believe everything you hear, children. It's crazy. It was very easy.
Yeah, Jen and I were really argumentative about that with other people because they were like, "Oh, no, it's a chatter. But everything on TV says it." Blah blah blah. I was like, "No, they're just taking pictures of long lines
Yes.
to get you worried." Because we got to Phoenix to get out of there. You guys, what, 10 minutes
Oh yeah.
on
not
the
even.
outbound?
Well,
We
yeah.
were 5.
Yeah. I did. My dad did go to San Diego, and he did say that one was out the door and into the parking lot. But that's San Diego, so that doesn't surprise me.
Well,
But everywhere else, not.
well,
at
and
all.
they've shut down because they don't
Right.
have all the people working, so
Yep.
not all the areas are open. So there's longer lines trying to get into the one area. But I found that it was all handled very well.
Yep.
Some people had their anecdotal statements that were different, but I didn't see anything untoward.
Yep, it was very easy.
So I'm getting the texture baked in. And that's working pretty good. I want something a little bit lighter, and I think I'll go with a little bit of white. Probably my best bet here.
Nicholas says it's more the Jason wetting himself at the airport that we figured would cause the delay.
Yeah.
Hey,
I've gotten better. They give me a pill.
wow. Nicholas, how you doing? Hopefully you're well. And by well, I hope you're well. How's it going over there, Gabe?
Great. Looking at chat, getting stuff done.
Nice.
What about you, Chris?
I'm doing great. Baldman says elder abuse is not a joke, Chris. I don't abuse anybody. Right, Jason? Right?
Yes, Christopher.
Good. Good. Little do you know that I have a 12 gauge shotgun. 12 gauge shotgun pointed right at Jason underneath his desk
The desk.
at all times to keep him responsible.
One at both kneecaps.
Pew pew. Pew pew. Can you remind me of the mix of the eclectic salmon, says Ryan Scurvy?
Sure, it is orange, red, and warm flesh.
The more you know.
Initially, if you're watching the early videos, it would have been talked about as both Pyro Red Orange and Warm Flesh. But since then, we came out with Orange Red, and the Orange Red kind of takes the place of all that. So it's really good.
DT Corgi says, if anything, it's Jason abusing Chris. Thank you.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I won't have any of that.
Thank you.
I won't have any of that Chris protecting happening here.
Oh, no.
What did my mom ask? Oh, she was asking about the Bilbo.
Bilbo.
Hey, Mom, are you still there?
Yeah.
Mom, are you there?
Hey, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom. There?
You
It's
there,
because
Mom?
I'm speaking into the microphone. That's why I'm disproportionately loud. I turned it up a little bit. Turned it down.
Hey, Ma.
Keeps my.
Where is that model, by the way? It's here.
TK says, Chris, Jason/Chris, have you done a video for those who wanted to enter your competition and first things to think about? We could do that in the future.
Rich doesn't speak for the group.
We could totally do that. Because I'm the one who would shoot it and edit it, probably. Hey, whoa, I do my job. Are you here?
She probably left,
She might have.
so she won't even see it.
Bilbo, Bilbo, greatest little hobbit of them all.
Mom.
Bilbo. Geef's mom. I'm still here, just doing the other things too. Nice.
Oh. I see where your priorities lie.
Oh.
See what I did? Look what I got for you.
Bilbo, Bilbo, bravest little hobbit of them all.
So yes, I have to find a way to put him on a base.
Hmm.
The Basbo Laggins? Yes, this is Basbo Laggins.
That's hilarious.
Basbo
Sexiest
Laggins.
Bilbo there ever was, says Mo. Yes.
I think we'll put him on a really cool wood plinth. We have a bunch of these really cool wood ones.
Rock says, any plans to do...
So I think I'll build him up on like a really cool...
Oh, actually, that would be cool.
Like a really cool Hobbit mound.
I like a taupe, especially with... But rather... No, I don't think we have any plans to do an ivory primer. Do we, Jason?
I mean, you got taupe.
Yeah, I like taupe,
Mix
especially
taupe with white if you want ivory.
Yeah.
I try to keep the primers darker. If you want them lighter, then just mix them with white.
There you go.
Taupe with white will give you a more ivory if you want a bright. But typically what you're doing is you would do like taupe and then white zenithal over the top if you wanted it to be like for skeletons, if you wanted an ivory primer for skeletons.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I'm not cleaning my brush between each of these, so I still have quite a bit of nasty color on it when I go in to grab more of, like, say, white here.
Yeah.
That
That's
way I
what his
get the
palette looks
smudge
like.
mixing into the brush itself, as well as mixing it on the palette. And again, I'm just kind of launching this up here to give me texture. And then we're going to airbrush over the top of this to get the final filter color on this. And just rotate the brush as I'm going, so I don't get the same texture. Press it different hardnesses.
Bilbo, Bilbo. Will Monument have a presence at ReaperCon or LVO?
We go to LVO. We don't do ReaperCon.
Geeb's mom says, "Oh, I like him.
He's very talkative today.
I love the wood stump." Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be a fun plinth.
Yeah, I think it should be cool.
Gabe, what's your piece that you're submitting next year?
He said it was
I'm gonna do a Rylanor.
which is what?
What is
It's
that?
a Contemptor Dreadnought.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
For,
The good guy
Ooh.
Emperor's Children one.
Emperor's
Wow.
Children, Contemptor Dreadnought.
Wow.
I've got some very specific bits that I have procured for like his actual like insignias and ensemble he's got
Nice.
going on.
I
So
like
I'm
it.
excited. Yep. I'm trying to decide if I want to pose him like he's holding something in his power fist and shooting it.
Ooh, that'd be
I think that'd
cool.
be cool. So might involve some little bit of sculpt work. It'd be fun. I'm excited. I'm playing.
I like that.
Yep.
Jason, what are you doing?
Yeah, Saul Tarvitz. He's doing good guy Emperor Children.
Yeah.
Saul Tarvitz and
Geepsmon says, "Don't razz me. I'm so slow with chat." Hey, that's okay.
don't razz me, she says.
Don't razz me.
Do not razz
We
me,
do not
young
razz.
boy.
Yeah.
I brought you
No
into this
razzing.
world. I'll take you out of it.
Nice. Good guy, Emperor Children. That's fun, Gabe. Good for you.
I mean,
If you're into that kind of
if you're
thing.
into that kind of stuff.
I'm not.
Me neither.
I
I'm
think it'll be
heretics
fun.
all the way.
What are you doing, Jason?
Nothing? Why? What do you mean?
It's not acceptable.
What you mean? Like what's going to go in the case with my name on it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just always feel weird about that because I run the thing, so I don't know.
That's okay.
It's not about me,
Well, you could put it in the judge's case.
but it's still not about me. I don't
No,
know. I
but-
just feel too tied to it to put anything
You're right.
in the case.
It's
I
about
don't
the
know.
art. And you know what, Jason? You know what I would say is that as a celebration of art, I bet there are lots of people out there that would love to see what you paint on stream in person.
I thought about that, so yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if we think that's cool, then
Oh.
I think that's very cool
Oh.
because every time I hear about people seeing the Golden Demon entries, it's always like, man, I wish I got to see that in person. You know, that was just so cool. Such a cool piece of art. I would love to look at that in person.
Mm.
So I encourage you. Maybe next year we bring everything you painted that year on stream. Everything.
no.
Who is transporting that?
No.
I've got crates.
No.
Don't worry, chat. We'll make this
Perfect.
happen. We'll make it happen.
No.
We'll do the stream case.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
That would actually be kind of cool.
That's
Actually,
what I'm
Jason, I
saying.
do concur. You have two forces here.
Yeah.
This might be beneficial for Gabe and I to have a 2-to-1 vote. This is good. We have an odd number for voting now.
We do.
Gabe is going to be over here in this building with us after lunch now, which I don't know why Jason decided to do that. That's on Jason, not on us. So
To annoy you.
to
This is
annoy me?
This is my
what?
I was gonna wait until our Friday.
How does that
plan
annoy
Chris's
me?
Future lunch, but yeah, I feel like it's
How does
time.
that annoy me?
It's Gabe.
That's true. 50-50 on Gabe.
I'll annoy Chris during the week, but then when decision time comes, Jason may be regretting it.
That's true. Artist,
This is my life. This is
hey,
kind of
you
how it
know,
goes.
the super frigid. I will drive for you all free of charge. Hey, frigid. I think we shouldn't blast past Christopher singing the Hobbit song. This is all. This is also real art. That's right.
No, quit, please.
Sell it for charity. Chris's salary. I'll do it. Warpgate, what's going on? Hey, y'all. Question from I've been thinking of buying / painting a bust that is made of wood. Interesting.
Okay.
I'm freaking second from a freaking second-hand store, just sitting there. Any considerations?
Just make sure that it's something you
That's a great
are
question.
comfortable priming really well. Anything that's made out of wood, unless it's very old, and even then, you're just going to need to be able to seal it very well, right? Wood will soak up tremendous amounts of paint. And if it isn't sealed, that can cause a lot of moisture in the wood, which can cause all sorts of warping and expansion on wood.
How would you do that?
What do you mean?
How do you seal a wood bust?
Oh, there's all sorts of polyurethane sealers and stuff like that.
Okay.
So you sand it,
Yeah.
clean it.
Yep.
So you sand it, wash it, let it dry, like outside in the sun, let it dry. Then
Let it
a
soak it up.
polyurethane sealer, some sort of urethane sealer on it.
And then you paint over that. Okay.
And you clean it again, sand it again, wash it again if you need to. If it's very porous, if it's something that feels like it's very solid and old, like driftwood, then you probably only have to do that once.
No, Grant is Stan. No, Grant is still here.
Yep.
He's on the sales team.
Okay. Now we airbrush brush it. I need to figure out a color to use. See if we can do this in one. One color really represents stucco in a great way.
Vintage Wizard. So nice to meet you in person as well.
I feel like maybe dark ivory is a good color for this.
Dark Ivory. Okay.
I don't know, though. It's kind of close to what we've just created. So maybe we go something a little bit darker. Maybe caramel brown. Is that too warm? A little bit too warm? Green brown, maybe?
Why airbrush after doing the background? Question mark, says Shark.
Well, I've created a bunch of texture and color here,
Yeah.
right? Can you zoom in close?
Uh-huh.
Right, so I've created quite a bit of texture and color here, and so now I want to filter back over this. The smudging gives us a bunch of really cool texture, but I need to kind of filter some of that out. And then I will go back and do more texture over the top. Whenever you're painting canvas, these are the kind of tricks that we do because, you know, this happens super quick. This is very low intensity as far as like investment that you have to put into it, but it gives you a really good texture that can feel like a stucco wall. But a lot of times as you're doing it, applying it with a brush, you might get a very harsh contrast with it just due to either brush marks or color that I've chosen to use. And so then you filter over it to blend a little bit of that back. You can do it with a brush, you can do it with the airbrush, whatever you want. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm thinking I have a little bit of burnt sienna down here, so I'm thinking I might use a little bit of that. So I'm going to use a little bit of burnt sienna and filter it on first, and then we'll go back and filter some other stuff too.
Gamely says 3 different classes from 3 different teachers. They each would be choosing colors here in strongly different ways. I guess it's all due to preference, huh? Or just...
Depends. Yeah, it depends on what you're trying to create, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going to use some greens on it.
Haley says a lot of stucco in my area is sage green or khaki.
And then I'm going to go in and grab just a little bit of the nickel azo yellow
Okay.
in here.
Oh, that's an expert.
Yeah, I'm going to put the expert acrylic in here just to show you.
Okay. Yeah. You're mixing up something fierce, huh?
And some glaze and wash medium. Some brandy new. Glaze and wash medium. Oh, actually, I think I have some left. I have a little bit left.
Yes, Color and Light is a great book. Bankin. Yes, we are.
Glaze and wash.
Glaze and wash, okay.
Just a really, really good way to...
Stan says, maybe it's a Britishness thing, but I have no idea what stucco is.
I mean, it is a more America's Western thing, but it's used in Spain and Italy and all throughout the Mediterranean, too.
I love a good Italian stucco.
Italian stucco is very big. These are things that are, when you take what would be the cement part of concrete, the very low inclusion part of concrete, so to speak, meaning that it just doesn't have a whole lot of I'm losing the word, rock.
rock.
Right? It's the cement, right? The very fine, dusty concrete portion.
Yeah.
And then you put it on the wall. And that's how you cover brick. So you guaranteed know about it. It's in the UK. It's all over the place. In various ways. They used to do it with mud.
Oh, super duper. I think the UK, they call it render. Interesting.
Oh, well, whatever. It's Italian stucco. I know it's stucco from... Stucco's an Italian word, I believe.
Oh, okay, Stan. Yeah, you get it. So there's a lot going on in this little mix here.
Yeah, I've got a lot of paint, so I'm going to real quick pour this off into another cup so that I can dilute it without wasting a lot. A lot of material here. And then more agua. Because I want a very, very light filter. I don't want to see a lot of this color. So I want it very, very watery. You know, you'll notice when I have it in the cup how free-flowing it is.
Yeah.
Very, very low viscosity. And you'll see that even with a whole lot of it on my brush, you see how little it tints.
Yeah, uh-huh.
That's what I'm looking for. Basically, colored water is what you're going for these kinds of filters. You know, filters can be heavy, like One Step, medium, like our washes, right? Or very low, like this, which is literally just colored water.
It's very, yeah. Oh, right into the cup. Hey, Swifter Bear, thank you so much. 17 months. We appreciate you.
Right, and then I'll start this down low.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
I'm just kind of spot it around. I'm not trying to get full coverage. I'm just going to kind of snake it up and maybe pulse it into the upper portion so I don't get too much of the orange. Right?
Yep.
You see that? That dirty filter that I got?
And if you guys aren't familiar, this is the Series 2 texture trainers coming out very soon. This is Whiplash Willie. Keep an eye out for our socials for when we do our announcement that these are coming out in the next 2 weeks, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
April 13th. Is that right?
13th.
Gabe?
I think so.
Yes.
April 13th?
April 13th.
The new texture trainers and also the new 6 expert acrylics?
Yep. Correct.
Look at us. Just being so fancy for all of you.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that. So I build up a nice gradient.
Lumberjack, I think you're going to love that Series 2. That, the green one is great.
Speaking of green, we'll do green next.
Oh.
Yeah, the chrome oxide green.
Yes.
Really, really cool. We might use that right now. Just to show it off. That's what we're doing here. We've used some red oxide tint already.
Stan says, I was debating with someone that filtering with non-contrast paints, you can't get saturation filter. To put it simply, turns out that they hadn't tried Pro Acryl.
Well, yeah, because when you thin other paints down, you lose so much of the tint strength, whereas our paints have got just unbelievable.
Dude,
ability.
our one step, you can thin that down and you're still gonna get pigment out of it. It's amazing. And when are we getting a Go Bag restock, Jason? Do you know?
A couple weeks, I believe.
Correct.
A couple weeks, probably by the end of April, if not sooner.
Yep. Couple weeks.
Tons and tons of restocks from the holidays still on the way. We got absolutely diluted of everything at the holidays, and then we're unprepared. You know, we didn't. It's funny to say because we're already through March now, but we had never run a sale in the history of the company, and we ran our first sale over Black Friday, and we were like, we'll see how it goes. And it was like, as you guys have all seen, like our brushes, our bags, everything. It was just insane. And so we learned a lot, showed some flaws in our processes.
Yes, but thank you so much for bearing with us. They will be coming soon, and we'll let you know as soon as we get a restock. We'll announce it so that you can get your hands on it.
Some chrome oxide green. I'm just going to drop a little bit in there.
Oh man, I love that color.
It's so good.
That's if I had to pick a green, like my favorite. I say green is my favorite color.
Mm-hmm.
That is the green that I talk about. It is that exact green. Just looks good everywhere.
It really does. It's a little bit less of a yellow green, but not a phthalo, so it's not all blue as well. Right? Probably about. It's hard to tell with a liquid over that solid. It's probably 3-to-1, 4-to-1 glaze wash.
Orc green, yeah. It's that very orcish green.
And then I'm going to go ahead and double the amount of full liquid I have in the cup with just water.
Yeah.
Again, creating a filter. We want colored water at the end of all of this.
Jason, what are the new, somebody's asking, Ace is asking, what are the new expert acrylics coming out?
April 13th, just like we said.
Sorry, what are they?
What are they?
Yeah.
Chrome oxide green,
Yep.
red oxide tint. I'll show them to you. Hang on.
Yeah.
Let me get this mixed up. I want to make sure I get, because we're dealing with a paste paint, we want to make sure that we get it very well blended. I'm just using the butt end of my brush and making sure I don't see any solid floaties in there. That's pretty good. And again, you'll see all of the solid was still in my brush. Okay. And you'll see that like the tint strength of it is almost zero.
Yeah.
Right. You can see it has an effect, but very, very low. Right. Again, if I just take a lot of this.
Yeah.
See? So very low tint strength, but still very consistent pigmentation. That is, as somebody mentioned, the power of ProAcryl. It gives you the ability to take it down to just colored water and still get a lot of strength out of it. It is not going to have the same hold fast strength, meaning that you have thinned your resin out. And if you understand how paint works, the resin, the acrylic resin that is used in the paint or in oils, the linseed oil, whatever the solvent is, right, is that when that evaporates, it forms a binder that binds, if you will, the paint to the surface. And when you thin paint to be this low viscosity, that's like water. It really is just colored water.
Yeah.
We have pigment in there that'll give you color on the model, but you need to make sure that you put something else over the top of it, because if I were to go then start rubbing it really hard with a dry brush or something, I could move the pigment off because there's not enough of the resin left to hold it strong. So as you thin paint down, that's why we added so much of the glaze wash medium as well, because the glaze wash medium has more resin in it. It's just colorless.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why somebody asked earlier if you would thin one step with the medium versus water. If you really are doing it as a place where you know you're going to re-wet the area, paint, dry brush over it, or put tape on it to airbrush mask, then adding the medium is going to be a solid way to lower the opacity because the medium has more resin in it. So the medium makes sure that the paint locks to the surface. That's one thing we don't talk about a whole lot, but something you need to always keep in mind.
Onions and cabbage. It was nice meeting you at the con as well.
Look it up. Green.
I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
No, you can't do that.
I have to pee, Jason.
No, not allowable.
I've been drinking all day.
That's one way to say that.
Again, wanting to make sure that I just kind of go through this and not looking to cover the entire area. These filters are so thin that I'm looking for where it's wet. So if I can turn it right, you'll see the shine spots. That's where I'm really loading up. And I'm just dusting the rest of it. Right? So very inconsistent because it'll give me a really blotchy backdrop, which follows along with the way we're doing our texture. So notice how I'm always moving the brush. Look, see how I'm doing this? I don't have a palsy, right? This is just me making sure that I'm not spraying in straight lines. So I'm kind of whipping the brush around, right? Snaking it around, stopping every now and then and building up pigment in certain spaces, let it get really wet. And because this filter is so light, I can do that. It's not ever going to just put out a big chunk of green. And then when I know that, like down on the burnt sienna, I don't need any more green, but maybe I want a little bit more up in the mid-tone, so then I'll hit around the shoulder area more. And again, just kind of squib it so it doesn't ever give me lines of color. Then we get a really neat, the green tends to give you a really dirty feel.
Yeah.
Right? That we don't necessarily think of. A lot of times we think dirt and weathering is just browns.
Yeah.
Oranges, yellows, greens, even blues sometimes work really well in that. You can do other colors too to kind of spruce it up. You can do purples. We might do a little bit of purple shadow on here, right? But I really like that. I think that is very
green,
nice.
Yeah. Can I thin house paint with glaze and wash medium? Sure.
I mean, why would you?
I think
For
Jason,
your walls in your house? Because you need a lot more glazed wash medium.
I think
We'll sell it to you.
here's what you do. If you paint your entire house with Pro-Acryl, I would like to get a video of that, please. One of these days, Monument Hobbies is going to become like, can you paint it? Right? That's what the channel is like. So it'll be it'll be everything, right? Can you paint it? Yeah.
Your car.
Literally everything. That's what our channel is going to become.
One of the nicest things about doing filters like this is that your airbrush is clean just by looking at it. You don't really, you run a little bit of water through it and then you're done.
That's a great segue. Somebody was asking how you keep your airbrush from tip dry, whereas a typical person will encounter that so quickly. You didn't get any tip dry during the
Going close?
Yeah, during your priming phase.
No, and you'll notice, like, going super close?
Yeah.
You notice my needle doesn't have any buildup on it, really.
How do you do that?
Maybe a little bit there that I can pull off with my fingernail, but not really. Okay, so we showed in the one video how to find the area that is, air, and then as you pull back, when do you start getting paint? And we call that paint, no paint zone. Yeah. And so on your trigger where you start to get color is where you want to learn to paint, so you can not have color, pull back a little bit more for more, not have color, more for more, so you can kind of pulse paint in here. Gives you a lot of control, right? If you always have air going and you leave paint on the tip, that's where tip dry happens, right? That normally happens from doing this. I go air, paint, and then let go of the trigger. Because by letting go of the trigger, when the trigger goes up, the air cuts off. When the trigger goes forward, it pushes paint out on the tip.
Yeah.
So now you have paint that didn't go anywhere because you shut the air off. So if you press the trigger, add paint, let go of the trigger, then now you have paint on the tip of the needle that doesn't have anywhere to go. It just sits there. And so then when you go air, not only do you get a splatter, but you instantly cure some of that paint on the tip, right? So the way around that is just go air, paint, off air. It's hard to tell when people are painting that that's what's happening. And sometimes when you see me pulse painting like this, so I'm spurting paint, it's doing that. It's paint, or it's air, paint, off, and it will maybe leave a little bit of paint. But because you're spurting, it all happens so quick, and I'm doing it at that paint, no paint zone. I'm never pulling the trigger all the way back when I do that. I'm just barely right here. And so it's getting very little paint. And so normally when you're doing that, you're doing it with a filter anyway, and you don't wind up seeing, because that's what I was just doing and there was no buildup on the tip. But it depends on the viscosity of the paint. Like if you're painting with opaque paint for base layers, then it literally it's air on, paint off, air off. Because now when you let you go air on, paint on, right? So not spraying paint. Then when you let it forward, it stops spraying paint, but the air's still going, so the air takes all the remaining paint off the needle and puts it on the model without splattering. It just looks like uniform spray, and then you turn the air off. Now it guarantees that your needle tip is clear because the air did its job. It took all the paint that was on the needle tip and sprayed it off. Okay? So as long as you're doing air on, paint off, air off, then you shouldn't be getting spatter very often, if at all, and you should also reduce your tip dry. Now, if you're in a very, very dry area, you're spraying for a long time, eventually the paint will start to accumulate there. If you have a bent tip to your needle, paint will start to gum up against the tip or the wrinkle in the needle if you filed it or something like that. So there are other things that do that. But just in the basics, it's air on, paint off, air off. And if you get used to that being the way that you paint, especially when doing priming and base coating, because that's when you're usually back with a full trigger. And that's where you see the most damage, is because you're back here and then you let off. And the air goes off and the needle pushes a bunch of paint out the end, and now you have a bunch of paint sitting there. And next time you hit it, it splatters and also dries the paint. I want to say it's probably 99% of the problem, is that people are doing this. They're just letting off back here. And that's when you get that splatter the next time you push. Or if you don't, if you set it aside and do something with the model and come back and hit it, you might not get the splatter, but when you pull back, you'll have to pull back further to get more paint because you have paint blocking it on the needle. And then you'll unscrew the cap and you'll have to pick that off all the time. Okay?
Yeah.
Super simple. Super simple. All right. Let's do, I want to do a little bit of purple. Purple.
No, so Lapton says, so you never have to clean your needle when airbrushing? You do sometimes, Jason.
Occasionally. Like I said, it depends a lot on the viscosity of the paint that I'm using. So more so if I'm using opaque colors. Like a lot of times for base coats, I don't add any thinner. I just pour it straight out of the bottle into the airbrush and paint. That's going to be more susceptible the longer I paint. So if I'm doing like a whole squad. But I mean, you've watched me on stream do entire squads, entire paint jobs, and never have a problem with it. A lot of times it's going to be like, you know, dependent upon the paint and the weather. You know, what's the barometric pressure look like that day. The science gets in the way sometimes.
Lumberjack says, that's why I love the pistol grip. You always have to go past that air stage.
Yeah, the pistol grip. That's one of the reasons why.
Interesting.
So that's one of the reasons why the pistol grip double action brushes are so good, and why I love them is because you do not have the ability to make that mistake. The pistol grip is air, right, to a point, and then when you pull past that point, then that's when you start getting paint. So it'll be like right here, you pull back, and you'll feel it. It'll be air only, and then paint starts coming. You can feel it push back, and then there's no other way to let the trigger go except to let the needle go forward to stop the paint, and then the air. So pistol grips have the built-in protection for that.
Okay.
Right?
That makes
There's
sense.
some new Harder and Steenbeck that they say does too, because it has a détente, or it has like a, you know, like a gear shift lever does. You can't just pull to the next gear. You have to slide it over and do the thing. It has like a gear shift lever to where you have to push down. You can't pull back without pushing down first, and then you pull back and it won't let it up until it goes to the forward position. So there's like a notch or a key on it that won't let you pull the needle back until you have air. And then by the same token, now that you can pull the needle back and you have air to spray, it won't let you let go and stop air until you let the needle travel forward. So if more companies would do that, it would make new airbrushers feel a lot more comfortable.
Dark Mockery says it's the Ultra. Actually, that's the one my dad has.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, but it's only the new ones.
Interesting. Cool.
And so if that's the truth, then that's a good feature. Somebody was trying to explain that to me before, and I didn't understand what the purpose was. But then when it was explained to me by the people that use it, and I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense, because that prevents you from letting off the air while you still have paint flowing.
Interesting.
Because that's the single largest problem that causes you to have spatter and tip dry. Is what I just told you. So commit that to memory. It's something that becomes so second nature when you're painting that you forget to talk about it, because it's built-in muscle memory. You know, you work in that ellipse. You're down, back, forward, up, down, back, forward, up. And that's just the way you do it. Unless you're doing that pulse paint that you see me do where I'm filtering, and I just want spot filters, but I'm never pulling the needle back far enough to where it'll gum up with paint. I'm barely putting out any paint. So when I stop, it clears the needle off anyway. All right, so some transparent purple. Oh, you know what we should do?
What should we do?
One-step royal purple. One step. People have been asking, how does one step airbrush? We'll show you. I should be using one step. I should be marketing. Look, marketing.
You're going to use one step through the airbrush.
Yes.
Can you explain the consistency that you look for with one step through the airbrush?
Same as anything. Treat it like a normal paint. It will act like a normal paint. So I'm just going to double it up, right? Because it's already fairly translucent. So you notice how watery it already is. One step is pretty low viscosity already. So I'm just going to double it up with water. Maybe a little more. And then should be fine. It has a very high tint strength. Think of it, it's just like our transparents. That's why I don't have a problem substituting this, even though this is royal purple versus transparent purple, which is more of a dioxazine violet, right? Very heavy, dark purple, right? But same thing here, right? I'm not going to get a huge amount of tint strength out of it by thinning it down. Now, when you airbrush one step, it stops acting like one step. So it doesn't act like a speed paint. It stops flowing into the recesses. So you can feel very comfortable airbrushing it. So long as you don't hold the airbrush in one position and just splatter the model with it. If you airbrush like normal, you get normal results. Right? But it gives you high intensity.
Hey, what was that mix one more time?
Just 1-to-1. 1 step to water. And I'm going to do this in the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Can you pop in close? Yeah. So we'll just start down here. And again, just kind of air, paint. Riding that paint, just letting my shaking of the trigger finger do the work. And then just kind of run it up and back down. Over here. I'm really just judging this by how much wetness I see on the model. Get a little bit of shine. Pull the airbrush back a little bit. And
You don't really treat it any differently.
no, no, I airbrush the same way I do everything else.
What's the difference between using your transparent versus your one step through your airbrush?
I feel like the one step is a little easier on the thinning ratio if you're moving quick, because it's really just 1-to-1 water in one step and get you into a filter really quick. Whereas the transparent have so much more intense tint strength because they're a paint. They're not meant to be a filter right out of the bottle. They'll filter, but just for value. Like they'll turn everything, like if you put purple transparent on something, that thing is now purple. You're not seeing the colors that were underneath it. You're seeing the value, the brightness of the colors that were underneath it, but you're swamping the colors with purple. So you have to thin it probably 2 or 3-to-1 to get the same effect we just did with 1-to-1 on this. So they're fairly interchangeable on the airbrush side. Once you get used to them, their color would be the only reason you'd choose one versus the other. It's not that one step through the airbrush does anything different. I'm just showing you the power of one step through the airbrush.
Cool.
Right? I'm going to go in on this, and I'm going to focus a little bit on the shadow around the character, right? Because I have the ability, and I'm going to just do a little bit of pulse painting, right? So where I'm going and just right along the edge of him. So like I was saying, I'm just kind of riding that fine line of paint, no paint. That's as far back as I'm pulling the trigger, and then I'm just releasing it. Notice how I don't get any splatter. I'm not pulling the brush back very far. Okay. And that just kind of gives me a neat purpley shadow around him. And that's really done more as a way to kind of give a cool, like old portrait feel to it. Not because there wouldn't be any light on the top of his hat or anything, right? Not that there would be a purple shadow around him the whole way. But more just because it becomes a painterly aspect of this whole thing. Like that.
Nice.
Just get a little darker halo around the hat. We're just playing, having fun with color. Yeah, the only reason I would ever say transparent versus one step is if there was a color I needed.
Okay.
They work the same. I mean, technically, all of the paints work the same. Why would you use an transparent versus the opaque color? Well, because it already starts with a transparency to it, so it thins a little easier. It has way more pigmentation, so you're going to get even more color even when you thin it down to just colored water.
Yeah.
Same with the one step. It's kind of like transparent paints give you the most intense filters, one step second, and opaque colors third. If you think of it like that.
Oh, that's a great way to put it. Okay, yeah.
Except that the expert acrylics kind of are like transparent paints, except they aren't liquid.
Different medium.
But they have so much more pigment that they will give you the same intensity as a transparent paint would when you thin it way down versus the one step. They have way more pigment in the expert and the transparent. The transparents, I've always said, are just the expert acrylics but turned into liquid already.
Got it.
So that's how that works.
Got it.
It's funny because it's like, well, why do I need all of them then? Well, you never need all of them. That's why we keep some of the colors different. You know, you can use them, but a lot of times it's really just how do you fit them into your own process? What are you comfortable with? What feels good? At the end of the day, what works best for you? I like the expert acrylics when I'm painting larger surfaces because they allow me a more painterly feel to my brush stroke a lot of times.
Yeah.
And they wet blend just more naturally than liquid acrylics do.
Yeah.
But they're all serve the same purpose.
Gotcha.
except for One Step. One Step is the only one that will really do that speed paint thing. So that's
Right.
a curveball in it, right? All right, I think I'm able now with the greens and the purples and everything. I'm really liking this. Now we want to do a light color filter on this to give it kind of the finish on the stucco. So the stucco would be more of a windswept, sand color, I think.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm going to mix that color. I have a lot of liquid in these cups. This is a don't knock this cup over moment on my desk. I have a lot of cups with a lot of liquid in them right now. So for that,
Batch Painting says, "Welcome back from Adepticon, Jason. Thank you so much with the for the photo with Jen. So happy to
100%.
have met you. Looking forward to the next challenge. Will be my first part-time participating.
awesome, love
Photo
it,
op, nice.
love to hear it. I'm thinking that khaki and ivory together,
Love that Batch Painting. Yep. Okay.
right? I'm feeling like these might do it.
I'm sorry. This is for the top of the stucco.
Yeah, this is the filter over the top of the stucco.
Oh, filter. Okay.
There's a world where I could I was gonna say I could make Chris excited and use olive flesh, but
Almost.
I could straight use warm flesh. I think it's a little too
Yellow?
I think it's a little too yellow. The greenish in the khaki yellow is going to work really well, and the ivory is going to desaturate it without doing so like a white. So that's what we're going to do.
I see.
I see.
I see. Game Delay says, Jason's out here doing the classic 1 painter 5 cups deal.
100%. I got 6 now.
You got a lot of little mixing cups.
I mean, these mixing cups are it's so useful to have them
When are we getting branded mixing cups?
with a big M embossed on the side. That just instead of saying how many milliliters on the side, it just says about this much. A skosh,
It's going on the whiteboard.
a smidge, a skosh.
It's going on
When
the
do we
board.
get branded mixing cups?
Hey, if I could do it to where I didn't have to charge more than you buy for these from Amazon, I would do that.
I was about to say
It would feel
because
pretty good to make that thing happen. If we could do it funny and have it say a smidge, a skosh, a touch,
That's actually really good.
because these are just labeled with whatever it is, grams and milliliters and cubic cc's and fluid ounces. Nobody cares about any of that stuff.
Dapper Walkie, will One Step release at the same time in the EU? That's the plan.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it was already on the EU site.
Yep, and it went away quickly.
It was on the EU site during Adepticon, and then we took it off. Technically Monday. It was supposed to go away on Sunday, but we took it away on Monday. And then some probably 1-to-1, we'll call that, with glazed wash medium, and then 1-to-1-to-1, 1 part water, 1 part glazed wash medium, 1 part paint.
1-to-1-to-1.
1-to-1-to-1.
What
We'll
is-
see. That's probably too much color still. I probably need to be way more aggressive with the water on this. Because, again, I want colored water. And, I guarantee this is going to be too opaque. Both these colors, khaki and ivory, have a lot of white in them.
Yeah.
And that makes them very opaque colors to begin with.
Yes. This stucco needs a touch of bronze.
Yeah, that's too much.
Maybe you just put a little bit in there, Jason.
What?
Just a little bronze.
No.
Just a little
So
touch of it.
there's a reason why we don't do that. Because it's bad.
How do you know? I mean, I need a reason. I mean, Whoa, Joel B says, thanks for putting on the MAA event. The atmosphere around your booth was incredible. I hope to be able to enter next year. Get ready. Get started. We're already starting to talk about it.
Ghost Bev, the one-step EU shipments start tomorrow.
Yep.
From France, from our office in France. They have all the one-step there, so it should start going out tomorrow. If
Sure.
it hasn't already. I think it'll start going out tomorrow.
Shark, backlog of Conquest is going well. Jason's got a lot of Conquest painted.
Oh, I'm having fun with it, too. That's better. I can control that, I think.
Super Duper John, I have to post that. I'll post that after. Super Duper John, I met him at the con. Wonderful man. He made his own shirt.
It was funny.
Touch of bronze.
Yeah.
Boop.
With the bottle.
Your generosity was amazing, Super Duper. We really appreciate it, by the
He's
way.
aight.
He's okay.
He's okay.
He's just okay.
So Super Duper John was on our flight out of Phoenix. He stopped over in Phoenix from California,
Yeah.
and he was on our flight. And when we got off the plane, he's like, well, I got an Uber. So he Ubered us to the hotel.
He's super kind.
Which was super rad. And then all through the weekend, he kept showing up and just doing super gracious things for anybody and everybody he could. Super Duper John.
Super duper things with Super Duper.
He does
John.
super duper things from Super Duper John.
We see what you're doing there, Super Duper.
All right, here we go. Very light filter over the whole thing now. I'm going to start up top. You'll notice as I go across.
Oh, nice. Gives
Willie.
it that faded look almost, right? Sun faded.
Yeah, that's the idea. That
Yeah.
sun-baked wall kind of feel. And again, I don't need complete coverage because I don't want to cover up all my color.
Right.
This will just desaturate it and make it feel a little bit more like it's in the outside, you know, Yuma, Arizona. Give you an idea. This is the look at his hat. That's what I'm painting with, right?
Yeah.
Very, very low opacity.
Brent says, "Oh, congrats on the win in Legion." Says Brent. My favorite part was when Jason started using the narrative aspect. It was great. I think Dallas was a little taken back by that. LOL.
They didn't know what to do because I was speeding the game up a lot. I was like, "All right, check it out. Here's how we win." He was like, "Well, I can't let you do that."
I'll have to go back and watch it.
So he made some rules up that kind of countered my rules. But then he was very excited about it. But they had they were engaging chat and had a plan to some extent on what all they wanted to do. All right, so now I want to kind of pile a little bit more on towards the top. I'm gonna turn the model upside down so I can see that happening, and I'm just gonna watch the overspray a lot.
Gabe Delay. Okay, you can badmouth me, but Super Duper John is genuinely nice. He's okay. No free pub for that guy.
He's rad.
Yes, he's
Super great.
Yes,
guy.
he's
Just
very
talking
kind.
with him, Jen and I, it was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Super Duper, for hanging out, being the world's most gracious human being. I think is a good way to put that.
We had a good
All right.
time. Ooh, that's cool.
Right now, zoom in super close.
Yeah.
And you can see we keep all of that texture.
Yep.
But now we've blended it so I don't see as much of the particular brush strokes and all of that. And then with the brush, I can come back in and add in like darkness so that this little swoop right here can feel like it's where the stucco built up and it actually has a ridge. So I can make this look three-dimensional because all of these little areas now, I can go back in and with the brush build in shadows and create some really neat textures that'll be really fun. Make sense? Make us some sense?
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I think that's pretty good. We have a stucco background that still has a lot of that color baked in with everything from the purple to the burnt sienna and everything else. We just desaturated it quite a bit.
What are you gonna color him kind of like the art, or are you gonna do something different?
I'm just freeforming all of this. I'm not really doing the box art. Nope. I'm just gonna have some fun. Although I think he has striped pants, and I like the idea of striped pants.
Striped pants would be fun.
Yeah.
Bloomers? Is that what they're called? Got some bloomers?
But I think he needs a, like a brown duster.
Okay.
And, probably a...
Brown duster, okay.
And probably a black hat.
Oh, okay.
I feel like he needs a black hat, brown duster. Obviously he's got his twin 6-shooters. Actually, they're flintlocks. So
Yes, these new Frameables are coming out April 13th, so keep an eye out. Do you have the other two up there with you?
No, we gave them back. The masters had to go back to production
you're right,
for the
you're right.
molds, and he hasn't finished those.
We'll
But
show
this
them
week,
off this next week.
You'll see them this week.
Oh, really?
I think you'll see them this week. I think that they have them coming off the production line
They
this week.
probably
Don't they?
do.
Did you get any?
What do you mean you did not? I did not. I don't know if they can hear you. Now they can hear
You muted me?
I did.
Why would you do that?
Because that fan.
I did not.
Oh. You
Get
didn't bring
any-
some with you is what you're saying to us.
Bring them with me? I did not.
Okay, so we don't have them in-house, but they are in the other house.
I do not know.
I'm meeting you again. Why are you so mean, Chris?
I'm not mean.
I feel like that's mean.
You should turn that fan off. That's too far. You can't hear. Nobody can hear you. There you go.
You mute me again?
No, you're unmuted now.
I don't understand what's happening.
You should turn that fan off over there before Jason kills us both.
Why would I kill you?
Why wouldn't you?
Lots of reasons. I like having you around. You're okay.
Speaking of being okay.
Welcome in, everybody.
Nice.
Oh man, don't give him that power. Don't give him
Congratulations, everybody. You have entered the stream. We're
Don't
so
give him
glad
that
you're out
power.
here. Hey, here's a great question. Any tricks to using one step on flat surfaces, or is it the nature of the beast that it pools? Question mark.
Yeah,
Or
it'll pull a lot. Those paints are not really built to do flat surfaces unless you're using the airbrush. Because what they're really looking for is to have the pigment settle into irregularities, and even flat surfaces have irregularities, especially plastic and resin. They at the surface level will have ripples in them or places where they warped, and then you'll wind up with pigment in those. So like I wouldn't do the side of a tank with it unless I was airbrushing.
Greeks monkey.
Use a
Thank you
normal
so much.
color. The one-step style colors are meant on areas of detail that also will do flat stuff, like capes. I've shown you on cloaks and capes and stuff. They'll do the top areas of capes, and then the pigment will go into the recesses. But I typically stay away from big flat areas, although you've seen me thin it a bit more, and then you can put it on things like we did on the Uroni sash, all those ribbons.
Uroni sash.
On these guys, hang on.
Oh,
On
yeah.
These guys.
Right.
Right? I thinned it a little bit more on the crimson, and it looks really good on these. You don't get a whole lot of buildup or
Those are pretty
or
flat.
pooling and puddling, and these are pretty flat. And they're also vertical, or close to vertical, right? Which is also the problem, right? So it causes you an issue. But yeah, it works pretty good on those. Thin it down, use a little bit more water on your brush. Not a lot. You don't want to do it like it's an opaque paint and turn it into a glaze that way, because you'll lose a lot of the intensity of color. But it'll work. It just typically you should use a different paint, Okey-doke.
Bald man, you're not bald. Bald man says, "What is all this slander about me? It's not a baldness on the outside that counts, but the baldness on the inside."
I don't even understand that. What does that mean?
Bald man, I don't know.
How are you bald on? I don't want to hear this. The more I talk about it, the less I want to hear about that.
How are you bald on the inside?
I didn't say it. I actually stopped myself from saying that, Chris.
You did. I needed to say it out loud so that bald man could hear it for himself. It was so great meeting everybody at the con. Always love putting a face to the name so that I can give you even more crap.
Wow.
I have full permission rights now. If I meet you in person, I can give you even more flack. That's kind of how that works.
I did not give him that permission. I don't know where he made that up from.
Jason did give me that permission.
Incorrect.
He was like, "Chris, if you meet these people in real life, give them hell." And I said, "Are you sure, boss?" He was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "There you go."
Raise your hand in chat if you know. Not that you think, but you know Chris is lying.
Okay,
Like beyond a shadow of a doubt. You just know that is blatantly lying.
Look, I can do that with the touch of bronze. All of you are false.
Yeah, everybody should raise their hand.
Boo.
Everybody should raise their
No,
hand.
boo. No. Chris, you got my face on those video calls we did a while back on Discord. Hey, I don't know what I was going to say. Hey, everybody cool it with these raised hands.
Said cool it. Just to cool it now.
I guess you're all pretty cool. Is this dark umber?
Yeah.
Oh.
Burnt umber.
Burnt umber.
We don't have dark umber in the expert line.
Oh, this is the expert acrylic. That was a test, Jason.
And I passed.
Yep.
Thanks.
Good, good, good.
Thanks, Chris.
Hey, if you are new around here,
Where have
welcome
you been
in.
all our lives?
Yeah, where have you been? These are the new Frameables series that are coming out. This is series 2, 3 more coming out.
Series 2, the Weird West Villains,
Yep.
which will include Whiplash Willie here. We've got 2 others. Rufus, the muscle
That's right.
for the group. And Slim, who's a cockroach, by the way, which is very upsetting to me. When Adrian made him,
Yeah.
I was like, this guy's great. And then I was like, he's a cockroach. That's horrible. I was like, oh, he's this cool alien. I was like, no, he's a cockroach. I hate
Great.
cockroaches.
Great. He's a cool guy. Gabe Lilly says, has anybody brought up that model from the 9-year-old yet today? Because the model was fantastic. Oh my gosh, she did a great job.
She did a great job. Hit me right in the feels watching her get all excited.
Yeah, it was.
And then she
super
was
cool.
like, she and her dad were the most excited to post everywhere they could
Yeah.
about how awesome it was to be part of that thing.
Yep.
And holy, did that just send me over the moon. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, if that's all I take away from this whole thing, that's great. You were there. You got to see a grown man cry. I cried a lot. Tend to get emotional about this wonderful hobby of ours. And,
Yeah, it was.
it was nothing better than watching her just be so elated to see her work get recognized. And she did really cool stuff. She had a freehand little thing.
She did a plinth. She did a cup.
Yeah,
plinth,
she did
made
a
it
plinth.
house.
She freehanded on the back. She just was taking it very serious with the skills she had and was unafraid. That childhood bravery, right, is always amazing. Sometimes it gets you in trouble, obviously,
Sure.
right? Broken teeth, arms,
Yeah.
bones of all sorts. But with her bravery was shown, and she just didn't care. She was going to have fun painting.
Yep.
And she saw all of the figures in the case at Golden Demon and everywhere else had plinths, and so she put it on a cup and made it a plinth.
Yep.
And she painted that one of the Goblin Town minis from Louise Rogue Hobbies.
Yep.
A lot of fun.
Stan says, can we talk about the model from the one MAA Best Painted? I've seen those pics, but Jason, you got to judge it in person. So much stands out, but what stood out most to you, Jason, looking at it in person? It was phenomenal, by the way.
Yeah, whenever the judges were sitting there talking, it was pretty much there were quite a few in contention. And it always comes down to use of value and exploration of color, especially when you have that kind of skin present. The work on the skin was great. Obviously, the non-metallic was great, but the whole composition was put together very well from a lighting perspective. It kept your interest where your interest needed to be. It was just a great job all the way around. So it really is that simple. That's all you got to know. There were a lot of very well painted miniatures, though. So, you can always be rest assured that we went through them, and just because they didn't win this year, if you were there, you heard me say there were dozens more models we could have pulled out of the case had we been doing categorical judging. Had we had a division that that would have been a Division 1 model most likely. and all the Division 1 models. There were a bunch more in the case. But of course, we were treating it more as a, stand out to the judge from a very purely subjective standpoint.
Yeah.
But like Lucas Zaba, who was in here earlier,
Yep.
and the whole crew were very honest. They were like, these were our favorite, and they were all picked from, like Mally, Vince, Christoph, Lucas. They all picked from those that they felt were very, very well painted models.
Yep.
And then they went off into the range of, cool storytelling, fun aspects of the model. The things that were really the love at first sight is what I told them to judge by. What are the things that first grabbed you? It's like, I saw this, it had a really cool story, then I started looking at it for the paint quality.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I wanted it to go. And that's what we did this year. Now, next year, all bets are off. We will still have judges categories for judging that way across the entire arena, but we will also have a full-fledged categorical judging criteria where we just look in each category for best painted.
Yeah.
And you will be judged on the quality of your composition, the use of light, right? The use of storytelling, consistency and intent with your painting. So if you have, smooth blends, you better have them on everything. If you have texture, you better be uniform in your texture and have your texture be really relating to the materials on the model, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, there were some amazing pieces. You all really showed up in a beautiful way. It was an awesome. It was super cool to see
really was
the efforts that you all put in. Obviously, also just having it as that open competition, just you get so many unique things, right? The level of talent that was in there too. There was amazing stuff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's fun to go look at all the GW stuff in Golden
absolutely.
Demon. Cool models, cool things and conversions that people do. We know the IP, so it's fun to see people's interpretations of models we probably have painted ourselves.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I never thought about that. What a great idea that happens at Golden Demon. But I got to tell you, our cases were a lot more interesting than Golden Demon because every model sat next to another model that caught your attention and did not feel like super samey. There weren't 18 dreadnoughts sitting next to each other. There weren't, 50 million Space Marines. And I think that was the biggest feedback that we got from the whole thing, is that the inspiration that comes from an open style painting competition like that, where there's no IP locked in, you can have every model. We did have some Space Marines, some really good ones.
Yeah.
But there was no consistency. There was nothing that drove you to only paint in a certain way or to only paint certain models. And lots of different styles, lots of busts, some vehicles, you name it. And that was everything I wanted it to be. So I was super happy and proud to be part of it. I hope that everybody else that went
Hopefully you all
was
had
too.
a great time.
I think it was. The crowd response has been tremendous so far. And from all the people looking online, I think that the response has been terrific, that they were like, there's been a lot of, I didn't realize that's what you were doing. I'm definitely going next year kind of stuff. And that's huge. So we've had a lot of people, artists and judges really see what was going on and really want to be involved. So I think we're going to have a lot more guests and people that we can pull from, which is great.
Yeah, and also, just so that you're all aware, today is the last day you can submit to the base layer version of the Minis
100%.
and Art Celebration. I just posted that link. You still have time, so go check it out. I'm super excited to enter next year, says Anna Starkey. Yes.
Awesome. We're super excited to see everybody's entries.
Yeah,
Again,
it was fun to see
because you can
that.
just do whatever you want. Bring it. Bring your best. We said we were going to limit it to 300 entries. We had just under 270 entries, so that was fantastic. Nearly hit our max for year one. I think we blew every other competition out of the water as far as number of entries other than Games Day Golden Demon.
Heck, I think the next year's going to be even more. It's going to be bigger.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Because people, I don't think, really all understood what was going on. A lot of people it was funny because a lot of people put miniatures in the case not even knowing what was going on. They're like, I don't know what you're doing, but it sounded like fun, so here I am. I'm like, perfect. You'll love it. Because we don't know what we're doing either. I called all the judges together, and I was like, okay, here's my idea.
Yeah.
And that was the first time, like right as we marched the judges out to judge all the models, was the first time we had everybody in one place where we sat and talked about it, and I kind of expressed my feelings on what I wanted out of it, and they all immediately gave me the thumbs up, and every single judge came back and said it was the most fun they'd ever had judging a competition.
Yep.
Because for the judges, we made it fun. You know, you got to express yourself as a judge. Lucas wrote like a paragraph to each of the winners that we need to find out a way, if we can dig up that piece of paper, Gabe. I don't know.
Piece of paper? What is this from?
The piece of paper that Lucas wrote the name of his awards on, he wrote a paragraph to each of the winners that he picked on why he chose it the way he did.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
If we don't have it, we could probably we could reach out to Lucas. I'm sure he'd give it to us. Maybe he has it.
No, he gave us the piece of paper he wrote.
Oh, okay. So. From all the cabinets, the MAA was definitely the most interesting and impactful, says Super Duper John. It held the first model I put into the public eye. Nice. That's awesome.
It was a lot of fun, right? Just because the quality of the participants was over the moon. It was really great painting. Not that I expect any less from the community, but it just blew my mind. People brought stuff, and because you didn't have to be new for that show. It could be anything you wanted. And people brought stuff they'd taken to other shows and been passed over on. They'd taken to other shows and won, minor trophies for. So we had all sorts of people bring all sorts of things that were great.
Paulman says, I love seeing the Golden Demon cases, but it really did it for me where the ground painted works. Okay, for me to ground the painted works. You almost got deceived by Instagram to make them feel out of reach or otherworldly with blends non-metallic metal. Yeah, I said that before. I also think, they got to change some lighting in those cases. But
on the Games Day ones?
Just kind of, yeah, definitely.
I keep calling it Games Day, Golden Demon.
The Golden Demon ones, they need more light. I think they need more light.
Well, they're open in the back, so light comes through the case.
Yeah.
It just needs to have like
something in the back.
A drape over the back.
A white drape would actually probably be perfect to bounce light back to the model.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I was thinking black, but yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, just because it would give it a little bit more definition because there's not enough light in those cases. But that's just my hot take.
Yeah, it just makes it really hard when you're looking through and you see sunlight on the opposite end.
Odin Kane, I really like the fact that you weren't locked to a particular IP. That's kind of the whole point, right? If you 100%. See something that inspires you, paint it.
100%.
I'm making my piece. I've got my piece all lined out now.
What are you painting?
I'm doing the mine's going to be the Earthworm Jim and Psychro.
Oh, here he goes.
That's going to be my official piece.
I'm going to put faith in you, but I don't believe you at all.
No, I am 100% going to do it.
All right.
Yeah. The problem that I've had, and I figured it out with Jordan and Ryan and I were kind of workshopping this. I think Earthworm Jim's body is going to be a Saturnine
Dread.
No, actually,
Terminator.
A Terminator. But then I got to figure out Eldar legs because Earthworm Jim has got a massive chest and then little skinny itty bitty legs. So I want to try to kit bash some little legs onto a big chest body. So maybe I was going to ask you what you think I could do. Like I'm talking like
I think the legs,
leather legs.
I think the legs from the Eldar. What are the undead robots they have? What are those called?
I have no idea.
No. Eldar. The Eldar have very smooth, jointed
Warwalker.
Not the Warwalker. The troops. The troops that come in squads of 5. Wraith Lords, yes.
Oh, I'll have to look this up. Wraith Guard?
Maybe not the Wraith Lord. Wraith Guard. It's the Wraith
Guard,
the small ones. I think the small ones to go with the Saturnine because they would have long, skinny legs. They're robotic.
I'm looking it up.
So it feels good, but I think if you look at Wraithguard legs, you'd really like those. They're very simple, which would be like Earthworm Jim.
Yep.
You know?
They're very, let's see. Oh, yeah. And then put that on a big fat body. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I need.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yep. I found the exact 3D head that I'm going to print too. So I'm going to be testing it, though, on different ones. So I'm not going to start it. I'm going to practice on stuff before. Game Delay says, Christopher, now that I've seen your Moonstone minis, I'm generally excited to see your Earthworm Jim. I know. I've been contemplating the body and trying to figure it out, and I think I'm going to make him smaller overall. That's why I was trying to figure out like what legs. Those Wraithguard legs, though, I think would work
I
great.
think in my head that's probably the one because it has to be GW
Yes.
in order to pull this off.
Yep.
And I think that's what it is. Although, remember... Oh, no. I'm thinking Golden Demon. No, it doesn't have to be anything. It's going in ours. It can be whatever it wants.
Yeah, I think Psychro, though, I'm trying to decide if I want to just take the head off of Psychro, off of the Lord of Change, or if I'm going to actually put... I got to figure out Psychro. Psychro is going to be a little different. I already have the idea for the base and the plinth that's going on. So...
Be careful, because the one thing I will tell you that I saw a lot of this year
Okay.
is dioramas that are overscaled for the composition.
Oh, interesting. What do you mean by that? Like, you
So,
mentioned this...
when you storytell in miniature,
Yeah.
if you make the damn thing so huge that it is no longer miniature, you, in my eyes, diminish the entire composition. And there were a lot of those.
You mean
a
as the...
lot of
You mean
people.
like the diaphragm... The not diaphragm.
It's too big.
The
It's too big. The
actual-
scale gets way out of control.
Yeah.
If you have a Saturnine Terminator versus a Tzeentch Demon Prince, right? That Tzeentch Lord of Change model is huge.
Oh, wait a second. I totally forgot that there's a Demon Prince that is a Tzeentch version.
That one would be better.
I totally forgot
Because
they
it's
have that.
smaller.
That's so much better.
Yeah. The
Okay.
Lord of Change is too big.
I totally forgot
You
they had
Yeah,
one.
you saw a lot of people get really bummed out, but it's like, yeah, your dioramas. I'm gonna use the word sucks here, but only for drama.
No, that's
Your diorama sucks because you lost sense of scale in your composition. You just put models together and forgot you were telling a story.
I totally forgot about that that Demon Prince one because
Think of what you know from camera work and how you have to stage your scene to make sure that nothing's out of scale in the scene. That's what you're doing with a diorama.
Yeah.
How would you get the Lord of Change that's this with the guy that's this in a scene that isn't so big that it makes people not be able to see everything? Because the idea with miniature art is that in one glance you should see everything, and then your eye goes to pick out the individual details from there.
Yeah.
If the scene's so big I can't take it all in without being 10 feet away, you just lost the viewer. It just doesn't work. You know? That's why judges will say things like make the tree shorter.
Yep.
You know? Don't have it hang off one edge of the thing so far, because it draws the attention when you try to take the whole thing in. It draws the center into a spot where there isn't even a miniature, because you're looking at the whole thing, looking back for where the focal point is, and the bigger you make it, the more chance you have to make your focal point the middle of nothing on a base, as opposed to a character, you know?
No, that's exactly what I was going to do. Or what I'm going to do with that Tzeentch body.
Yeah, I think that would be much better.
The plus it would probably be easier to put that Tzeentch head on something too. Even if I didn't do the Lord of the Prince itself, I need the crow head is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a great idea.
Well, and any avian head is going to look like a crow if you paint it black. So
That's true.
nobody knows what a crow versus a, you know.
My original idea was making Psychro so big because in Earthworm Jim 3D, he's massive.
Sure.
But
you got to tell the visual story correctly.
Right.
So unless you can do that in a way, you could force perspective and put him in the front. And if you know, the only way that I was thinking about for you that you could pull that off, not the only way, but one of the best ways you could pull that off, is if you were looking at the back of Psychro.
Yeah.
Right? And like, you know, think about it like, like a Wild West shootout scene where you're looking through the one guy's legs at the guy down at the end of the street.
Yeah.
Because now the visual thing is not, most people make their diorama, if it was a shootout like at the OK Corral, most people would make their diorama sidelong looking at two guys standing very far away from each other.
Okay.
10, 20 paces away from each other.
Yeah.
And now your diorama is bad because in one look, the center of the aspect, there's nothing there.
Oh, interesting.
Because when you look at a picture, the center is typically where you want to form your focus around.
Yeah.
Right? Or if you do a big composition to the left, everything goes into the distance but has a reason to, and you catch something in the center too. But the way to do the shootout is to show the legs of the guy like you're behind him shooting through his legs, and the other guy fits in the triangle of his legs in the distance.
Yeah.
And forced perspective makes you know the distance between them is very far.
Yeah,
So you could do a big cycro in the foreground, do a shadow box, and then show Earthworm Jim between his
background.
legs. And then when you make people show that, it looks like a showdown.
Yeah.
But that's a hard story then to paint. You would really have to
I
nail
mean,
that with the paint. But
that forced perspective though is really cool.
forced perspective can be the way to overcome some of these issues. But that's the problem with diorama making that most people forget.
Yeah.
And you have to look at it and say that how does my composition grab the viewer's attention? It's cinematography.
Yeah.
It's 100% cinematography. You're building a scene, and if your scene has too much dead space in it, you lose. Nobody pays attention. It's not visually enticing.
Yeah.
And big models make it very easy to do that with.
To lose the spacing and all that.
Because you have to put so much space in between them and everything else, unless it's a big model being crawled on by a bunch of little dudes scaling it, to stab it in the neck or something, right?
Yeah, I'll have to that Demon Prince though. That's a great idea. I didn't even think
Much
about
better
that.
scale.
Yeah,
against a Saturnine.
Well, because technically in the cartoon and all of that, and in the video game that I'm doing it from, I'm gonna ditch the 3D one and do that because also I could take that head and put it on something more space-like, right? Because Psychro has he's in like a big jumper suit, right? Really big, smooth jumper suit.
Psychro is?
Yeah, like it's comical. Like he just looks like he's in a big onesie.
Okay.
And then he has actually your Dreadnought, that jump pack you have?
Yeah.
On your Blood Angels?
Yeah.
That 3-bit one?
Yeah.
That is what I'd like to put on him.
And there's people that 3D print that though.
Yeah.
So that you can turn any Contemptor Dread into one of those and Assault Dreads. So, or whatever it's called. Elastis. I don't remember what it's called.
Craig's. No, this is actually this is not the child napper from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, although that's hilarious because he kind of does. You could totally pull that off. You could paint this guy like that too. This is Whiplash Willie, our new frameable that's coming out. Series 2, April 13th.
He's a goblin.
He's a little goblin. Oh, he does kind of look like that. That hair. The child napper.
Yeah.
All free today. You guys want to hear a quick story?
No.
You'll appreciate this. You will appreciate this. As a little child, I was terrified of that movie.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. I had nightmares for weeks, right? I when I saw that movie, it actually scarred me as a kid.
Interesting.
And my mom gave me the cassette tape and said, Chris, I want you to go out in the backyard, and she gave me a sledgehammer. I want you to beat this.
Oh, so that was how you got rid of your fear.
And it worked tremendously for me. I remember it vividly. She's like, just go beat the crap out of it. And I did. I wasn't afraid anymore. It's awesome. So beat your fears, I guess. That's the moral of that
took
story.
Control.
It was so
You showed
funny.
it who was boss.
Yeah. I'm glad my mom had that intelligent wisdom to just like go beat this up. I couldn't like look at TVs. It was bad.
Really?
Yeah, it was not good. I had something clicked as a kid for me, where your parents, they don't know, like it is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, right? It's like it's a child's movie.
Yeah.
But when I saw that, I couldn't get it out of my mind. It was wild.
That's crazy.
So there you go.
Now you know what to send Chris as a gift.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
It's okay. I'm not afraid anymore.
You don't think so?
I should paint this guy like that child napper though. Bring it back full circle.
As an adult, he's curled up in a fetal position in bed at night with this thing hanging out in a frame by his bed. Why? Why did I do it?
Free today. Horrible.
This model is so cool.
It is very cool.
Got a lot of really good detail on it, but again, like all our frameables, I try very hard to keep them in a vein where all of it is very paintable, right? For anybody at any skill level, it's very, very paintable. These surfaces are easy to put paint on. The hardest thing you'll have with doing these models is making sure that if you do like I just did and paint the background first, that you don't get paint from the model part on the background. Right? Because that's my biggest thing, is getting the brush into this little area where the background comes into contact with the hat right here.
Yep.
And do that line so that I don't get paint all over the background. I've been pretty good with it so far.
Bald man. It's Slick Willie with his feta chili, Chris. You can call it that.
Yes. No, that's the cockroach.
These,
That's
all of
slime.
them. They're very unsettling, but in a good way. They're
The
very-
villains?
Yeah, they've got great. I love their vibe.
Rufus is really good. He's just a big mechanical, like clockwork ogre kind of a thing.
Gabe, you brought those with you today, yeah?
Huh?
Huh?
What?
Did you bring the other frameables?
Ask me.
I see. Gabe, you brought the other frameables, right?
Oh, but yeah.
We don't have to ask. We do. Gabe over there is, you guys can't hear him because he's muted right now, but he's being very violent. So.
Violent?
Yeah, I would say so.
What
You know?
makes him violent? His upbringing? That would be the answer, Chris.
Yeah. Shannon Fisher, violent person. If you've never met Shannon in real
I
life.
feel like Shannon could throw a dish.
That's one way to put it.
Shannon could swing a pan.
She could swing a pan.
Have you ever witnessed this, Gabe? We won't tell. Yeah.
Kind of like Sackville Baggins, Lobelia. Did you say Gabe was going to go and get the other flame? No, he's not. He's not going to drive and get the other frameables. We'll have them tomorrow, though. Maybe Thursday.
Yeah, maybe Thursday. I have to check and see, because I think on the product development timeline, they were going in to be molded this week. He didn't have a chance last week to do all the molds.
Yeah.
But they have all the stuff to do the molds now, and we should be getting the other two off mold. But the masters looked really good, so assuming the molds don't have problems, they should work really well.
There you go.
I'm very excited. My next, I think if I have to pick on these, which is really hard, I think my next favorite is the cockroach, and that's saying something for me, because I hate cockroach. I have an unnatural fear of cockroaches.
Really?
Yeah, I
Really?
I hate it. I mean, not a fear in like I'll jump on a chair and scream,
Yeah, but they're wily.
but I don't like them.
Yeah.
I hate them. I grew up with them in Texas to the point where they were a part of daily life, and I just grew an unnatural, probably a natural hatred for them.
Well, they're cockroaches. They're not the best bug.
Well, they're not for anything
Yeah.
except hatred and fear. They're horrible.
Haley's asking, does anyone know of any companies or 3D modelers that make Star Trek character figures or busts?
Character figures, yes. WizKids owns the right to all the Paramount stuff, and they make a game called Away Team that has 30 millimeter Star Trek characters. It's a game. It's a tabletop war game. So you can play a Star Trek Away Team game. I think it's called Away Team. And they do all sorts of stuff. Now, they don't have busts. So for busts, you would probably have to go to the 3D printing world and look at, non-licensed, unless you can find something that I'm unaware of a officially licensed, bust. But you're treading in the path of giants when you're talking about Star Trek licenses. That's like licensing Star Wars as far as cost.
It costs a couple dollars.
Yeah, I don't know how many people in our industry really afford that. WizKids has the license from Paramount for tabletop games, though. They just recently, I think in the last year is when John released that game, right, Gabe? I can't remember what it's called. Star Trek. It's a spaceship game. Yeah, it was Gen Con, I think. Spaceship game that's pretty cool.
Tancred, thanks for keeping me company while I paint tonight. Got some good progress. Nice.
I think you can still buy Starfleet Attack Wing or Star Trek Attack Wing,
Okay.
which is they license the X-Wing rules,
Oh, interesting.
and you play it with Star Trek ships. And it's arguably the better game.
Interesting.
So if you ever liked Star Wars X-Wing tabletop game, if you can pull yourself to admit that Star Trek is the better IP, then you can go play with the Starship Enterprise and all the other cool stuff that Star Trek has to offer. And I believe it plays better than X-Wing.
Huh, okay. If you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah. So,
Jason,
What?
it's 420 or 418.
and
Are you going to keep going?
well, I'm gonna paint some brown on him.
You can keep
Trying
going.
to at least finish the brown,
Hey,
so I don't waste paint.
you do whatever you want.
That's what I figured. It's our first day back after being gone. It's always nice to give the people a little bit extra.
Ah, don't need it.
Hey, you're the one that's always saying do it for the people.
That's right. I take it all back.
Like you literally say that.
We have to do it for the people. That's right.
That's right.
That's right. That is correct.
That is correct.
Formally correct. All right. Well, it is after 4, so you know what that means, chat.
Oh no.
I can do it what I want.
That's not how that works. You're still on the clock. HR would have
Chris-
something to say about this, Chris.
Danger Boy's like, damn, Chris reminded me it's 420. It's like a dream come true. I can't wait to meet him on a con. Hey, welcome in, everybody. Chris, Super Duper says, I just ordered my Moonstones. Any angry cookie? Oh, the angry cookie is actually really cool.
Did you see the Mule Knight? Is he available, or was that if that was a con special? I'm pissed.
We'll find it.
For Moonstone. Yeah, he's like a donkey knight. I only saw the ad recently, or the image of it recently from them. And so I was hoping it was not a con special.
Mule
'cause
Zombie Night.
They usually don't do the only.
Oh, okay, good. Not like things you can never get again, but like other poses for current characters.
Yeah, like they did one Halloween. One character.
Okay.
And they gave you of those.
Oh, that's fun. You play it either or.
You can play it.
That's fun. That kind of stuff is really nice.
Let's look.
Is he undead?
Yeah,
That I did not know.
he's an undead zombie.
That I did not know.
Jason, when are we going to do the review for this month's challenge? We had so many challenges in much of the month of March. We'll let you all know tomorrow. We're going to plan it out because we have the base layer one, and then we have the
a
Discord.
lot going
one.
on this week.
So we might end up doing it next week.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll let you know though. We'll discuss it.
Gray Mare.
Greymare?
Gray Mare. Undead.
What is he? A spirit? On?
Shade of Moon.
Oh, let's look.
He's a knight, though.
Yeah, his head is. So
Oh,
Okay.
gross.
Okay.
He's got a.
This one, Jason, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's gruesome
I believe so.
looking.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one I want.
That's a funny one.
Yeah, that's the one I
I
want.
actually really like this set. When did this set come out? That skeleton with the little bow is really cool.
I think it's new.
Oh, he's got a little guy
Yeah, there's a
underneath
little
him
guy,
too.
Yeah.
That's a dope set. All right. No free pub.
No free pro for those guys.
No free pub. Everybody calm down, all right? All right, I have not seen this faction, and it's freak. Oh, this is the one. These are
I
the
fell down on the
cookies.
job while Chris is over here not paying attention to what people are asking for. He's
What's that?
leading me astray.
What did I not?
Somebody a long time ago, they probably already left, was
What?
asking what the new 6 colors were.
Oh, that
And
was
you
a
let me
test.
forget.
Yeah, I did.
Red oxide tent,
Let me refocus. There you go.
right? The
Yep.
chrome oxide green. Alizarin crimson. Hang on, I gotta get the rest.
That chrome oxide green, such a good color.
Right, Queen of Credo magenta, which is a single pigment magenta. The process magenta has white in it. This one does not. A lot
Yeah,
of people
let
were
us know,
asking for
T-Schmidt.
that. The Airlight Yellow.
Yep.
Deep, which is similar to our Warm Yellow in the main range. And then the Phthalo Turquoise Light.
What a lineup.
Some
All
bangers.
All those colors. Did you say they're bangers?
Some bangers.
Yeah, dude. Are they bangers, dude?
Some bangers.
Hey, we got some bangers up in here. That's chrome oxide green for the late person. And I love it.
We're going to use it next.
Need now. Lumberjack. Market. It's coming soon. April 13th. Yeah, the Moonstone stuff is pretty cool.
It really is. I like them. I liked watching Gabe and Chris play the game. I did not like the game.
Yeah.
For me.
For you.
Yeah.
It was fun playing with Game Delay and T. Schmidt. I did have an amazing time. That was a good time. Because it was goofy. And we played right up until the last minute, too. Oh, yeah, look at that green. That's great. Is that just, it's straight, right?
Yeah, this is just straight chrome oxide green.
What a awesome orc color.
Yeah, orcs and goblins. This is really great.
Yeah, the game is very, it's very whimsical. Very whimsical.
Which I think is great. It's less, beat 'em up.
Yeah.
And more, go, what do you got, a drill for the crystals kind of thing?
Yeah, the little moonstones.
And it has a neat purpose, neat scenarios. The magic system was pretty funny. There was a lot of really neat stuff to it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a game for me. It wasn't a game that got me jazzed to go and want to play it, but the models are great. I would probably paint every single faction. Right?
Yeah, they're all very cool.
Or I guess how many factions are there?
There's quite a bit. Yeah.
There's 4 factions and then lots of models that cross. You can be either or, right?
Yeah. There's 4 factions, and then there's different. What are they called? Their alliance. What's their color called? Yeah. Because there's some that are green and black, green and yellow, yellow black. They're pretty cool.
Bluffing.
Yeah, the whole bluffing mechanic is very fun. And
Well, that's on the spell stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what made the magic really fun.
Next year we got to play some Rumble Slam. I did see that game. I wanted to try that. The WWE miniature game or whatever. It looks kind of fun.
Yeah, it's just pro wrestling with some really crazy characters. I don't know much about it other than seeing the models again, right? A lot of times I learn about games just through the visual of the models, and I don't really dive into the rules because, like me, I don't care about wrestling, so I don't really care about diving into the rules about a game about wrestling. But again, I would look at the models and be like, I'll paint that. That's really rad.
Lumberjack's like, when we meet, we should play a game called Sit at a Table and Paint Together.
I'm down.
One of our favorite games here
That's
at
my
Monument
favorite
Hobbies.
game.
Can we make a rule set for that?
That's just about painting models.
Sitting together, figure out a game that you want to play, right? Figure out an IP or a game that you want to play out there. Go buy a model or a hero of that, then bring it to the table and paint it. And you have to paint it at the table with your friends. That's the game.
I feel like it all leads to who gets done first, and I don't like that.
Oh, I see.
Who
Gets done last?
What are the various scenarios that you have to play?
If you mispaint something, you take a drink.
Oh God, now it's a drinking game.
It is now.
This just got really distressing.
if you
The
use
Monument Hobbies, our first miniature game is
Yeah.
a drinking game.
Yeah. Well, it's a card thing. So the idea, T. Schmidt, this is great. You sit, or Lumberjack, this is great. You sit down at the table, and then what you do is you pull cards, right? And then it's like you can only use a size 0 brush for 10 minutes. And then we have prompts, right? We have prompts.
You want to use cards, or could we use dice?
You could roll for it.
You could roll.
Yeah.
You could roll dice and see what skew you get.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
Right.
that's cool. Use that skew.
So then it's like you roll the dice and then you get a skew, and then you could drink to re-roll.
Yep.
Huh?
That could be fun.
Water, of course.
And then you could do prompts. You could
Just
have cards
water.
and dice. You could
It's
do
a
bunch of
hydrating
prompts.
game.
It's a hydrating game.
It is. We'll recommend that you use a form of beverage liquid
Yes.
that
Indeed.
is acceptable for
Correct.
usage
For
in your
consumption.
country or state. Lumberjack, look what you did.
I like it.
Oh. Lumberjack, you don't play games. You'll play this game.
Or a big wheel. We get a big wheel made, and you got to
It's
spin
not true.
the
He
wheel.
played Masters of the Universe, didn't he?
That's true. Lumberjack, you do play games.
He only plays things he likes, is what he's trying to say.
The jackpot, you have to drink your paint water. That's
Jeez.
hilarious, super duper.
I
No,
you know
if
what?
you roll snake eyes 3 times in a row, you must drink your paint water.
I'm taking a step back. Not dice. Giant spin wheel.
You like the Wheel of
I
Fortune
like the
style?
big giant spin wheel of fortune. But
Can I get some kind of cred? Lumberjack, no. We've erased your name
and
from
then a
the,
little
from
tiny
the
one for
Founders
brush
Pack.
size. Little tiny one.
We'll get you a little like in like 1-point font down at like in the middle of the rule book.
That'd actually be great. That'd be a super fun speed paint, or just like a quick competition. So you got 30 minutes. You got to spin the wheel 5 times. You get 5 colors.
Yeah.
And then you spin the little wheel twice to see what 2 brushes you get.
Oh,
And
interesting.
then you got to paint that. Paint it with those colors.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
Limited palette challenge.
Any plans for the Mecca May painting competition? It's a community-based comp ran by Walter's Workshop. Mecca May painting competition.
Well, I just told everybody they're going to be really happy if they like Gundam style stuff.
Any?
I'm not painting an actual Gundam. I'm painting a Gundam adjacent Bandai miniature.
What's Mecca May? Painting.
I guess it's Walter's Workshop doing something like
Oh,
a
okay.
community focused, paint a bunch of mecha. So I have a really neat model. I have to put it together. It's at the house. Showed up while I was gone to Adepticon.
What is Gundam adjacent? Says MTG Dad.
Huh?
What's Gundam adjacent?
Well, so the model I'm building is from a thing that Bandai has called 30-minute mecha.
Okay.
They're meant to be very fast builds. They're very cheap. The models are like $8 to $15.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I got it, because I don't really care about Gundam. So I wasn't going to spend like $200 on a ridiculous model.
Are they that expensive?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, if you want the high grade, like they're not called high grade, the premier,
Interesting.
I forget what they're called, perfect grade and all
I
that.
had-
You can get up into like $200, $300.
I had no idea.
A lot of them are in the 80, 90 grade for the master grade kind of stuff. So
I didn't realize that was that expensive.
it was
gotta
like
be into
50 bajillion parts.
That's a lot of parts, Jason.
But see, I don't care because I don't care about the action figure stuff. I don't care if they move.
Yeah.
I glue them all together so they don't move anyway. People yell at me.
People yell at me.
People yell at me. So it's just the
People
way it
yell
goes.
at me.
It's the way it goes. But I discovered as I was looking at Gundam, because I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll paint some on stream. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
And so I have, well, actually, assuming that they get delivered, because they're all coming from Japan, I have all of the Gundam assemble models.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes, if I actually get them.
Okay.
If I do, then I have all of those. Those are the new game coming out. So I figure it'd be cool and timely to have some of those to paint. And I can do some like cell shade painting on small models like we did on the Thanos.
Okay.
I think that would be fun for people. And
Okay.
then, but on the big one, it's a 30-minute mecha. It's called 30 millimeter, 30 mm is what they call it. So you can look it up.
Huh.
And they're fun. And I found a model I really liked out of that. And so, and they're neat because they're kind of like the, I'm never going to remember what it's called now, frame arms stuff. The frame arm stuff years ago I really liked because you could get a model and then you could buy all these accessories for really cheap, like $8 accessory packs that had like different guns and weapons.
You could make your own.
And you
kinda
make your
deal?
own, yes.
Oh,
And so
that'd be
that's what
cool.
30mm is it's Bandai's version of that frame arms thing.
I mean, that would be cool.
And so that's really cool. So they have, you know, a base frame and then lots of different sets of items you can buy that snap onto them. And then I'll have to do some converting because it has lots of holes in the frame where you're supposed to snap stuff on because it's kind of like they exist in that world between action figures and models. So they're not meant to be like perfectly, when you put them together, like perfectly clean builds. They still have holes where you attach stuff and look a little junky. So I'll have to do a little bit of work on those.
Spaznet says 50 bajillion parts, 0 glue.
Yeah.
Do you not glue them?
No, Gundam doesn't require glue.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it move around or just?
I glue them, but you do not have to because it's meant to be an action figure.
I see.
They are posable.
Right. I muted Gabe. You like that? He likes to hear that. Looking at Gundam Artifact as well. They're slightly larger than Assemble, says Wolfen. Okay. I don't know if I'm into that. I'm not a big, well, I am a big Stompy Robot guy, but not Gundam. I try to be.
Gundam's a thing you have to be into from the shows. And I have been giving an earnest attempt. When I'm riding the bike,
Yeah.
I watch Gundam stuff lately.
Yep.
So, you know, for a half hour or whatever, I'll watch a episode of Iron-Blooded Orphans I was talking about. Or I'll watch an episode. I just started Gundam Wing, which was really the first one that was localized to America.
America. Okay.
And so I'm watching that. So I started episode 1 today.
And you were watching some orphan thing too?
Iron-Blooded Orphans, yeah.
Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Yeah.
That's a metal name.
And there's some neat Gundam units in that,
Orphans.
but it's not really cool.
Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Oh, it's brutal, dude. All the Gundam stuff is brutal.
Pillsbury.
Very adult and very weird because it's all kids. Not all, but, you know, there's adults in it too. But it's a lot of interplay between kids just murdering one another.
Iron-Blooded Orphans. Killtacular. I don't know if I can get into Gundam, you guys. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you out there really love Gundam. Philip loves Gundam.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. My robots are stinky and rusty.
Yeah.
Period.
Me too. I'm more into things that feel well. That's why we're gonna paint that way. We're gonna paint my 30mm one like a modern day tank.
Yeah.
Like, what if it were actually in the field of combat? It would be beat to crap. It wouldn't be all shiny and cel-shaded and fancy and Gundam white, yellow, and blue. Nah, that makes sense to me.
Wolfen, I could totally understand, though, Wolfen, why people do like it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
It's great.
It's clean. Like, you could get super into that.
I just don't like all the little spiky things on them and stuff like that. There's a lot of details that don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're also talking to a guy that grew up on BattleTech. And BattleTech, a lot of it was taken from like Macross, Dougram, the pre-Gundam type stuff.
You know what? Shout out to Chuck. I ditched him. I couldn't stay up to play Alpha Strike.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Chuck. I apologize. Our Moonstone match went very long because it was intense and magical, filled with whimsy and debauchery. And then Chuck was very disappointed in me. Rightfully so. So I gave him permission to give me hell. I'm sorry, Chuck. I let you down. Let you down.
This is an old man. He has to go to bed.
I do. I did not go to bed early that night. You'd be glad to know, Chuck. I did exactly what I went to do. Chuck, yes, I do owe you a game. I do. Oh, Danger Boy, don't bring up Nova Orange to Chuck. Oh, boy. First it was Nova Orange, now it's Alpha Strike. I know. I'm a sucker for classic BattleTech, though.
He was supposed to hold one and he didn't.
No, I wasn't charged with holding one.
Yeah,
We
you were.
sold one last year's Adepticon, not this year's, but the last year's, and it sold out before Chuck could get it. Sorry,
Even though he told him he'd save one for him.
I did not.
You did.
I
was
didn't
there.
say that.
I was there.
I totally didn't say that. I will play a game with you at some point, Chuck. I promise. At some point. I have many years left on the planet. We will play a game of BattleTech at some point. Yeah, I like my robots rusty and grimy and clankety. I like orc robots. I like orc robots because I feel like I have the permission to do whatever I want on orcs, and they'll come out good. That's why I like orc robots in particular. Stompas, Gorkanauts, the Def Dreads.
Sure.
Big trash cans. Matthias says, super annoying question potentially. Hey, never. I went to buy spray primer today and y'all are mostly sold out. Any estimate on restock? Please don't make me go back to Citadel sprays.
No. They're coming. Again, everything is looking at mid to late May.
Yeah.
Bags, primers, you name it. We've got so much stuff coming in that was, hopefully going to make it before Adepticon. It's just the roll of the dice that didn't happen. I'm sure that shipping issues have something to do with it, but we'll have tons and tons of stuff back in stock here very, very soon.
Chuck, I have a whole team already. I have painted BattleTech ready to go. I have a full lance.
15 Herbies.
No, I have 4 urban mechs.
He only plays light mechs, Chuck.
I only play light mechs and I play urban mechs.
He only plays light mechs.
They're fun.
And he gets all of the ones that say they go 8, 12,
No,
6.
I don't. Yes, I do have the Poseidon. And they are coming out for official rules for that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is going to be cool.
I saw that, which sucks.
What do you mean?
To empower you that way? That sucks.
But Jason, it's on our sign. Empower your creativity.
That's us. We don't make Poseidons.
I will have many Herbies and that Poseidon mech. Chuck says, Jade is even more disappointed in you now, Christopher. No, I can't take that. What'd you just say over there? You little sassy molassy. What'd you say? I didn't. I was too busy reading. Only play light mechs. I know, they're fun. I love the urban mechs. They're very fun.
Very hard to win only playing light mechs, though.
You say that now until I win.
It takes a very specific
type of pizzazz, motsy
type of scenario to win with light mechs.
Jason, I have won before.
Not against me.
Oh yeah, I took you down that one night.
Did I sleep through it?
You might have. That's how I get you.
Is it you play when nobody knows you're playing?
Who knows? Sometimes those little urban mechs. The urban mechs are very slow, but they pack a huge punch. This new set is great.
It's like medium, light, heavy mech armaments.
They have an
light
one of them has
chassis.
an MMR, a medium MMR, or whatever they're called, and that one does some damage. I'm just saying.
They all do, but they don't move. You can move the whole table around them.
Jason, I don't need to move if I can shoot you from far away.
Here we go.
Pew! We'll get him. And then you can fight the Poseidon. I'm really fun to play games with.
No, he's not.
Jason, yes, I am.
No.
You love playing games with me.
It's a stretch to say that.
What do you mean?
That's
a stretch?
That's a stretch.
Oh, my heart. Have y'all ever painted any Relic Blade models on streams or any metal models at all?
Yeah.
You painted.
It's been a long time since I've done Relic Blade. We played Relic Blade. Sean sent us a first gen copy of Relic Blade with the War Pigs and the original like 4-person hero group.
Yeah.
With the fighter and I don't remember cleric
Take it easy, Brent.
and whatever else was in it. And we played it the way it was dictated in the book. And he admitted my big problem with it. It's a great game now. My big problem back then is he had that damn card of things that can happen, and you're supposed to, like, the scenario we pulled is everybody goes to the center of the board, and one of your characters, whoever gets there, opens up the chest and gets the relic out, and then you have to get the relic off the board. Well, the relic was the Crown of Madness, I think is what it's called, and now the character that gets it becomes a part of the other team.
Yeah.
Well, of course, you put your strongest character on the chest to open it, because that's the way the game plays. So now I lost my strongest character, became my opponent's.
Oh,
and
that's annoying.
yeah, it was super annoying. And he was like, yeah, we should have put in the instructions that you should take that card out of the deck before playing your first game.
Claude says, at what point of the process of painting this will you start on the eyes?
Soon, because I won't paint much more than the value sketch on the skin before I do the eyes. Right now, I'm just trying to get a quick value sketch on the skin. I'm mixing the red oxide tint, which is a fleshy tone, in with the chrome oxide green.
Let me look at that over there. Okay, I see it. Nice.
To get a light desaturated tone of this chrome oxide green that I painted on everything.
Ah, that chrome oxide green, man. I want to put it on every tree.
It just gives me a really, really good way to get that first step of value put on the skin here.
Matthias, that's a great question. I need tips on fixing a bent metal mini. I got some today, and 2 had pretty bad bent staffs. I've never worked with metal before.
Well, I mean, they'll bend back, and you just need to be careful because they can crease and crack. But the white metal, the pot metal that they make minis out of, bends easily. So you can bend them back. When you say, like, any advice, usually when you bend anything, bending it from the place that the bend starts is not the only bend you'll have to make. Like if you're bending along a spear, you'll probably have to bend, at a couple of places to get it to actually be straight. Because if you just bend it back to form, it probably will still be a little warped. Because nothing ever bends like in only one spot, really. So just be aware of that. But no, other than that, just bend it back into place. Go for it. Hop in close. See how we're just starting to sketch in some highlights. I won't do a whole lot more on the skin color-wise because I do need to do the eyes and teeth. And on something of this scale, you're going to want to paint all those and then still be able to frame back in the areas you get color on.
I feel like he would do well with a gold tooth.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got good area for it, too.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's got pretty good.
That might be a decent orc green that's not the crazy nuclear green that we always see them. Yeah, Boshak, that's kind of what I was thinking. It looks more like a real orc green.
Yeah, 100%.
Lumberjack, you know it. Once this big tooth of mine cracks, I'm getting a big gold tooth. You are doing, okay, so you're doing the base of the eyes now, okay.
Yeah, just go ahead and give us some color in there. This is just the red oxide tint by itself, just the flesh tone.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. One of the things I really love about the expert acrylics, and I don't know, it's like a placebo.
Okay.
It immediately puts me into canvas painting mode when I paint with
them
heavy body paints. And
Interesting.
with heavy body paints, I'm never afraid to just go in with a color that is the right value and put it on a surface and then glaze till my heart's content back over to adjust my color.
Yeah.
And so with this, again, because we're doing a goblin and goblins, I figure that his eye, the sclera, is probably a little more yellow.
Yeah. The sclera. Okay.
Right. The sclera is the white part.
Yep.
And the whites of their eyes. And I feel like with a goblin, maybe I can get away with it being a little more yellow. So I'll go in with this peachy flesh tone. Gives me a good head start there. And I'll just try to leave myself a little bit of black border. Not so much that it looks too much like eyeliner.
Yeah.
But a little bit of a black border on there so I can already get some shadow baked in. Like so. That gives me a good sclera color to start with. He looks like the Wicked Witch of the East.
I actually really like this.
Or the West. Is the West?
The West.
The West Witch is the green one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wicked Witch of the West.
I just love the nose.
Yep.
He's got such a good depth to it. These Frameables are just amazing.
Yeah.
They're so good. We have, when you compare them to the previous ones, you have more body to work with. The previous ones were larger scale for the bust.
Yeah.
Right? Where these give you more body to work with, and so have got a little bit more of a tight detail to them.
Yeah.
Because same overall height of the sculpt you're working with, but I've got to the knees, or actually to the top of the calves on him where I cut at the waist.
Yep.
On the other series. So good
That's
scale.
true. You have a little bit more to work with.
Yeah, it makes the details a little bit smaller, which is why we did that, so that you had something that felt maybe a little more between this and, a standard bust or a miniature.
Man, shout out to Pikmin. He did an amazing.
Oh, on
Frameable.
Survivin'.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he killed it.
Wow.
It was really, really good.
He
He had been painting that on his stream for a long time.
Yeah.
And to see it in person was really, really great because he did all of his metallics, all of the armor in metallics. The metallics turned out really neat. Had some really good glazes with like transparent and fantastic job.
He
won both of his models won. I think he
did?
only entered 2 and both of them won.
Yeah, he won 2 prizes.
How crazy is that?
I've got to I got to find a good frame for my drive then. I got to find one.
These I'm really excited about because I want to use like old crappy wood, like barnwood frames.
Yes. I was about to say you could go to a thrift store and find an old crappy, beat it up, weather it even.
Well, I was thinking I'd just take my table saw and some of our pallet boards and cut the pallet boards into a frame for it.
That'd be cool.
And then just make my own. Because these are going to look so good as, this dirty stucco side of a bar. I'm going to paint a wanted poster behind him once I get a feel for where this is going to go, probably over here. Since the hat leans this way, probably makes sense to have him standing right in front where the wanted poster is kind of hanging awkwardly, folded up, rolled up, and it'll say wanted dead or alive and have a picture of his face on it.
Yep.
Right. And maybe over here I could do another one that was, Rufus, on it. So it looks like their squad, and then across all 3 of them carry the wanted posters across.
Oh, that would be cool.
So maybe on him I do Slim, the cockroach, and then just the edge of the Rufus one with like a side of the W, and then on Rufus do the wanted, and it'll be him, Willie, and then on the other one do that, so that when you put them all 3 together, that it's at, because I think these would look really good if they were in one of those 3 photo frames. So it just has a like what's it called,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
One big frame, and then it has in between it, what's it called, the
it's like a collage.
No, what's the board that you put into a frame? Do you remember what it's called?
I don't know. The backing?
They cut the it's really thick board that comes in colors, and they cut openings, and you put the picture behind it, and then you put that in the frame. So it has a border and then a border.
I know what you're
talking about.
Anybody
know what you're talking about?
A shadow box?
No, not a shadow box.
No.
Matte board. Yeah, the matte
board.
So you cut matte board for it, and you put all 3 of these in a matte board.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Right? And then they go in a big frame.
Oh, okay.
So that way it would be almost continuous, because you would just do a really thin piece of matte board, and then the wanted poster would hang in between them, and it would just be broken up by a thin piece of matte board.
That'd be cool.
And then the frame just goes around all 3. And then we just do them all standing against the same wall. Although I'll forget exactly how I made this wall, and now they'll all look different. So, so that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Def stuff, and Baby J got a bunch of the StarCraft stuff, so we figured that when Jason's gone, he might do some one-step on that. Because everybody liked his Zool, or that one he did paint a while ago when Jason was gone. So we might do some
Zool?
Not Zool, Zuratal or whatever. Zuratal.
Yeah. I was gonna say Zool is from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Zool. No, we're gonna. So when Jason's gone, we might do that. We might paint some StarCraft. He's got some cool models. He put the rest of them in the case. Those might not be here, but he happened to bring 4 of them with him, so we might do that with one step.
The shipping case, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he brought 4 hydro whatevers. They're a little bit bigger, and they're kind of cool, and he wanted to do a one-step workup with it.
Because he's doing all the elves?
Yes.
Or whatever they're called?
Yes.
I brought this guy.
The Zergs.
This was my favorite model out of the whole Dr. Rhino game.
Oh, yeah. Super cool.
This guy's super rad. He's like the Chinese one.
Yeah, he's super cool. Yeah, so we're going to do some of that next week. We get a Zerg rush? Heck yeah. Banglings? Jason, you're going to have to do a video. You've got a video to tell you how to do the background. You've got a video to tell you how to do the background? Lumberjack?
Yeah, no, he's telling me that I have today's video that I'll go back and watch to remember how to do the background.
Anyone
That's
have
just, you know,
Yeah.
unfortunately, Tim, that's the kind of thing I wish I was smart enough to do all of them at the same time. We don't have all the models, so, you know, I was super anxious to get to painting on him because I took a bunch of these to Adepticon,
Yeah.
and I didn't get enough time to sit and paint them. I gave Dallas one, and I gave Mally one
Oh, nice.
to take back to the EU, and I forgot to hand the rest of them out. So, oh well.
Dallas is going to paint one?
Yeah, I gave one to that. Well, I don't know if
Nice.
he'll ever paint it, but I
Oh,
gave
we'll
him.
get him to paint it. Oh, he'll paint it.
I
Dallas, I
want
know
him-
you're looking.
I want him to paint it. I
You
need to
paint
break him out of always painting Star Wars and Marvel. He needs to paint some big boy models.
When did you paint the owl? Oh, when did you paint your little owl? Actually, no, you painted that a contrast last year. You did not paint that on stream.
What?
That owl bust?
No, is he talking about Percival? Or is
No.
he talking about the owl bust?
Oh, you're probably talking about Percival, Baldman. He did 2 owls last year. Or 2 years ago was Percival now. Now, I was here. I was not producing the stream. I was here during that time.
Yeah. Percival's been quite a while because it was after Gen Con 2 years ago.
Yeah, I did not take a thumbnail of it, so I did not. No, I was. I remember the metal specifically on the body. I was over there in that room. I was fresh, though. I could just look it up. Let's see. I think it was. Maybe so. Maybe it was BC.
Was your first Gen Con the one where we saw that one? Really?
I thought it was.
Because it would have been
No.
24.
Your worm, because you bought that box last year and brought it home.
What box?
That pack where it came from.
No, incorrect. 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago. We
Yeah.
didn't paint
So
Percival.
Baldman, it's if you go back and you look at our VODs, you'll be able to see it in one of the thumbnails.
It would have been late 2024
Yeah.
when I painted Percival. And then the pile of bodies might have been at the beginning of last year.
Yeah, I think it was the pile of bodies is what I'm remembering. Because you bought that a while ago, or not too long ago.
Over a
History.
year.
That's just around the corner, Jason.
What?
That was just around the corner a year ago.
It feels like it. I guess we could be talking about 2023. How long have you been here, Gabe? 3 years? Yeah, so it may have been actually.
You finished Percival on August 25th of 20.
Yeah, it may
Wow.
have been 3 years ago.
That's crazy.
That could be it.
That seems like it was not that long ago. Yeah, Baldman, I don't think we'd have that one actually on YouTube.
It's on there.
We do?
Yeah.
What day?
That's how I just found it. Not in live.
Oh, that's what I'm looking at. Right. There you go. Bald man, we found that out for you. You're welcome. Don't sue us because I know you're a lawyer.
What?
Bald man, paralegal. Another paralegal. We've got game delay. We've got bald man. We're covered. We can do whatever we want, right, guys?
No, that's not what that means at all.
Yes, we have protection. Couldn't get me to the rust
That's
one.
crazy. Yeah, that's nuts.
So can we walk about the carpet at the event center? Yeah. Can we talk about the carpet? Oh, what do you mean about the carpet?
I don't understand.
Yeah, was it bad? Did you not like the carpet?
What about it? What about
Yes. Cuban, take it. Make sure you're watching. May is when the one step is being launched.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out.
Yeah.
The carpet that looked like it was already splattered in paint. I
That
don't
was
know.
horrible, right?
I'm not sure what you're talking
I think
about.
that's why they do it though, is because it's way too easy to get your carpet destroyed at those places.
Sure. Maybe it already was splattered with paint. Oh yeah, especially if they've got to go back and clean up it. I don't think so. Commando Ken, I think a year ago this week I finished my first mini. Nice.
That's awesome.
That is cool.
And just sketching in some highlights on the skin. I'm not really worried about blending right now. This is more about just light and texture. And as I do it, I know that I'm going to cast shadows from this hat. But that doesn't change the fact that these areas would still be in contrast with one another, providing the volumes of the shape of the ear and everything. Even if I go back and filter them down really dark, they're still going to need to have contrast on them. So that's what we're doing. So never let the fact that something is in shadow prevent you from going ahead and picking out the details so you can see the shapes, and then pitch that back into shadow with filters and other methods, right? Or you could just do this with darker colors to begin with instead of bright colors. I tend to like to do it bright because I haven't really found my light on this model yet. With the hat, I keep looking at it and it hits the light with the hat doing a shadow at like a 35-degree angle across his face. And so I like something like that maybe to where this side is bright. But I'm going to have to, before I do that, probably look at the other models too and see how they're going to want it. Because if I'm going to do them as kind of like a, like
Trio.
a police line, lineup, then I'm going to want to know which shadow looks good for all three because they all have to play by the same lighting.
Yeah, that looks great.
Expert acrylics are just too good. We shouldn't be able to make paint like that.
Philip says he's going to look for my Zinch head.
Your Zinch head?
He might actually have a Zinch head because he has several of those demon princes.
Oh yeah, that's right. And he didn't use them because
Yeah.
he did Nurgle.
No,
he did.
Just the traditional.
Yeah,
demon.
the Chaos, the
Yeah.
eightfold path.
And then I got to figure
Chaos
out
style guys.
what body to put him in. I got to figure it all out. Jason, how would I do a astronaut helmet? Like one of those classic glass bubbly looking ones.
Haven't I told you to just buy one? I feel like you just buy one.
You just buy one?
Yeah, you just buy a figure that has something like that on it.
Oh, I guess that's true.
I thought you had mentioned you had found a Psychro thing where
I did, and it had a big mold line in the middle. It's kind of ugly.
you can clean it up.
like where they had made the what's it called? Like they put two halves together.
Sure. Like a join line?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can clean it up, fill it in.
You say that like it's magically easy.
Well, you're already talking about doing hard stuff, so I'm
That's
not
true.
afraid of telling you to get good, scrub.
Astronaut model.
They make some of those, like there are companies that make 3D printable
Yeah.
ones for Space Marines.
Uh-huh.
I've seen those.
I'll figure it out. Everybody calm down, chat. We're going to figure this out. Liquid chrome pen thing is dope for a chrome dome. Chrome dome? Use a Buzz Lightyear, Chris. That's not a bad idea.
Well, that's what I told him originally, but I don't know that there was one at scale.
Yeah. I'll have to
There
figure
is
it
a company
out.
that I saw that made those kind of helmets for Space Marines.
Oh.
And so that scale might be good. If you could get it 3D printed, then you could do what I did with that Bilbo and call the person and say, hey, could you scale that up to like 105 or 110% so it would fit on the Demon Prince?
Bilbo, Bilbo, bravest little hobbit of them all.
Here we go.
You
Sorry,
have to
chat.
sing that song while you're painting that.
I don't.
That's the whole thing. That was the commercial. Bilbo, Bilbo.
I apologize, Chet.
Don't apologize for me. I'm a grown man.
And you keep
I
doing
am not sorry.
and you keep doing these things.
I'm not sorry.
And yet you keep doing these things.
I think everybody loves it.
Have you asked?
I don't want to.
See? The fear of the truth is always the way.
Super Duper John says, I'll become a meaner person if Jason sings that song while he paints that model. Oh, no! That's okay, Super Duper John. That's my job. Jason will not be singing that song ever in his life.
Bilbo, Bilbo.
Okay, we're getting there. Bravest little hobbit of them all. It's a great song. If you haven't seen that, go look up the I think it was 1976.
Rankin and Bass.
Yeah, go look that up. Go type in 1970s Hobbit cartoon song, Bravest Little Hobbit of them all, and be delighted and inspired.
Or afraid.
Bilbo, Bilbo. It's pretty
I
old.
prefer where there's a whip, there's a way.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a good song. It's on Prime. Oh, I didn't know that. I'll have to watch that.
I like where we're going with this.
Where are we going with this, Jason?
Oh, geez. It's
Where
the
are we
tone,
going?
chat.
Mondo, hey, thank you so much for that Prime sub. 10 months. It's a long time.
It's his tone, chat.
No, it's your tone. I have a little touch of bronze. Thank you, T. Schmidt, for my toy.
But see, you
I appreciate you.
deserve, because your tone, it's your tone.
My tone?
Yeah,
I
I
have a
don't
beautiful
deserve that,
tone.
because my tone is deserved. Like the tone I give you,
Yeah.
totally deserved. Like you've done
What?
everything to deserve that tone.
Whoa!
Me, on the other hand,
No.
I'm just over here helping the people. Doing the helping the people thing.
I don't know about that.
I do know about that.
I don't know. You do help the people.
See?
We the people. We the people will paint this model together with Jason. That's looking pretty cool if you're into it. I'm into it. I hope Chad is too.
Oh my God.
You're making some good progress on this thing.
Let's take a little aerolite yellow.
Like, you're making a lot of progress.
I really like this. How can I say this? Because I don't want to be, I don't want to say it in a way that makes it seem like it's held in much higher regard than like painting miniatures. But this feels a lot more like painting canvas.
Yeah.
And
Put you in that zone.
and puts me in that zone.
Yeah.
Right?
Artsy. Artly. Painting.
It is a different feeling.
Yeah.
Right? It really is a different feeling. It's just
Painterly.
something where you can, I don't know that you use color any differently,
Yeah.
but I know that well, number one, I know that in the expert acrylics, if we're going to do this and hold ourselves to only using expert acrylics, I airbrush with some of the normal ones.
Right.
But if I'm going to use just airbrush or just expert acrylics on most of this, that I have a limited palette straight out of the gate. I only have 22 colors I can play with. Right. So I'm going to take some of this aerialite yellow and I'm going to blend it in with the chrome oxide green and warm it up a bit. So I've cooled it off with the red oxide tint, the flesh tone. Now I can take this warmer version of it and I can start kind of sketching it in between and in the shadows. And again, just playing with it. I don't know that I want to turn his entire green skin into, you know, a more orky yellow green, but it just lets me play around with it a bit.
Plus, as most people wouldn't consider 22 colors as a limited palette.
Well, when you have 22 colors to choose from, it is, right? Considering your normal line, you probably have hundreds of colors, right? So that's what I mean by that. Not that I'm going to put 22 colors on here, but when you have 22 colors to choose from, it isn't limited in terms of general art space. But us as hobbyists, we tend to be very, very spoiled.
Oh, because we have so many different.
You have so many colors, right, that are pre-mixed for you.
Right.
So this puts me back into like my canvas and traditional art style painting.
Yeah.
Because you typically would do, I mean, maybe you have CMYK and I don't know, maybe a dozen colors total. So having 22 is actually a lot.
Yeah.
And you paint a lot more with filters, right? You paint more layer by layer. It's just a different way of thinking that fits my loose approach to painting better in a lot of cases. I'm not hitting every surface, but enough to where I'm getting a little bit of warmth.
Sedge says, how long does it take to get an intuitive sense where to place highlights and shadows? That stuff always takes me forever to figure out. That's a good question.
It's great. And you know, the answer, unfortunately, is kind of like how long is a piece of string, because intuition on that in practice is the biggest key. A lot of times what you're doing, and one of the easiest ways to practice is that zenithal prime or dry brushing your model to add, you know, white over your black base coat, right? Because, you know, when you zenithal prime a model like this guy, it shows you where all your highlights need to be because the model shadows the areas where the paint can't reach. So long as, like, when you're, you know, this was done black primer, Chris did it, I think, and then did the white from just kind of the 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right? So the white came from this angle here, and it can't hit some of the model because the actual physical paint is raining down on the model this way. And so it can't hit the model on this side. So you look at this side, and there's virtually no white except around big cylinders, because cylinders, the paint will wrap around a little bit different. So the top of skulls, but you see we have a lot of darkness here. But if we look at the opposite direction, there's almost no darkness. So that's what you're trying to do is create that, because that is the sunlight from this direction, boom, done. And that's why this method of zenithal priming is so important as you learn how to sketch in your values. As you go and you learn more and you get more confident, you may still do this, but then it just is something you'll paint over. But in the beginning, you may use this as a guiding light. You may use like our one-step paints that then adhere and have this white and black still stay on here, and then add color. That's what really makes them powerful. But this is the best way, because this shows you where your brightness needs to go, and it goes from bright white at the top of his head into grays into finally black underneath the cheekbone, but a little bit of gray comes back out on the jawbone, where it the jaw kind of goes in on an S curve and a little bit back out. Some jaws frame out more, some are slimmer and don't. You know, and so you wind up getting the gray, white, and black balance that you recognize. And then it's just the angle, right? So it's geometry. If the light hits from this direction, then every surface that points this direction is going to be brighter. Make sense? So the top of his head points that way, and it's brighter. Right?
Yeah.
The bottom of his chin points that way, and so it's darker. So you're always looking at where along that 180-degree bisecting line, right, of brighter in that direction, darker in that direction, if the part of the model points that way, right? And then if it points this way, it's a dark gray. If it points this way, it's a light gray, right?
Yeah.
Make sense? And then it'll darker and lighter. It'll be a dark gray here and a lighter gray here. So it'll go, things that point this way are bright. Things that point this way are light gray. Things that point this way are mid gray. Things that point this way are dark gray. And things that point this way are black. And then you just rotate that away. Dark gray, mid gray, light gray, white. So that's pretty much it.
That's a great way to describe that.
Yeah, and so, you know, the airbrush or the rattle can kind of do it by its own nature because the model blocks the paint. And so fewer dots of paint hit here and make the white over the black turn gray. You don't get light gray, mid gray, dark gray, black. You don't get as much variation if you don't use the colors. But you get white, gray, black. And so it tells the same story. Because over here you'll see a lot more from this direction. You'll see a lot more of the grays and less of the whites, right?
Yeah.
And over here, you'll see a lot more of the whites and less of the blacks, whites and grays and less blacks. And so that's how you think about that. And that's the general easy way. Then you start getting into the dynamic models with lots of posing, and you have to start looking at the material. Is it hard surface metal, plastics, glass? They'll be brighter. They turn into their own reflective light sources. So a big, bright, shiny piece of metal on the chest will also cast light back out on anything in front of it, so it becomes a secondary light source. So that's very complicated nuances to it that we paint with. But, you know, that's a simple version of it. A lot of times you'll do this, take a photo of this model, right? And then refer to that photo all the time. Just take a photo of it in black and white, turn it around on the back, and take a photo of it from the back, and keep those two photos. And as you're painting, right, it'll show you that the top of the cheek should be brighter. And so you put a brighter color there. And then you just always refer back to the photo. It's in black and white. Who cares? It still tells the same story. You know, you're just replacing black, gray, and white with dark green, mid green, bright green, or whatever, right? Dark brown, mid brown, bright brown. And that's why you'll hear me say a lot of times, just make sure that every part of your model has at minimum 3 values of color on it. Meaning that it needs a dark color for shadow, a mid-tone color for what you recognize that piece of the model as, and then a bright color for your highlight. That's the minimum. You need 3 values of color, we're going to say, minimum on every part of the model in order to give them volume so that they have shape, right? They become real. If you do anything less, they become a little flatter, and if only one color is the flattest, right? So if you just paint a model with one color, flat colors, it looks very one-dimensional. The second color brings it alive a little bit. The third color, if they're all different values, then makes it pop.
Yeah, huh.
Like you're trying to paint over it and replicate the light placement, so it's basically the same shading, but in color. You got it, Better Off Ted. Yep. Use it like a paint by numbers kit. The photo becomes the paint by numbers.
Yeah.
Right? And then when you get good at painting in thinner viscosities and with less opaque paint, more transparent, like our one-step paints or contrast paints, then they take this and they already let it see through or show through, so that's where they become very powerful. This black and this gray and this white all show through into the final model. That's how these models are all painted. If you watched us when we were painting, zoom in.
Yeah.
You know, if you watched us when we were painting our Star Wars Legion, that's all this is. It was a model like this. It was in purple and taupe instead of black and white, purple and taupe. It had that contrast, and this is just one coat of paint on all of this. That's all I did. I dry brushed a little bit of white blue on the weapon. That's it. 100%. No dry brushing on anything else, and this is one coat of paint. So it takes the darkness of the purple and the brightness of the taupe and lets it shine through those thin colors, and looks like you've done a lot more painting. This looks like I have 3 colors on everything, a dark, a mid-tone, and a bright, because it cheats the system with a thin paint that has a lot of staining power, has a lot of coloration. And so you can get really good that way. That requires this underneath it, right? And if you start that way, that really helps because now you have color on everything. And now I know if I want to highlight this and make this look better, I just go with my brightest green and I trace it inside the area of brightness that's left here, right? There's bright and dark greens on his head. The top of the brightest areas I highlight, and now I know where my light's supposed to go. So this can help you get used to how certain shapes highlight because it's already baked into the model. That's why this type of painting can be so powerful as a training device that also can be used later on and you don't ever have to give up on because it adheres and kind of inherits the value and the volumes that are created by the zenithal, but then adds color to it. That's what one step is very powerful at. And it doesn't just look like a little bit stronger wash. It actually looks like you painted the model because you did. So there you go, a little bit of marketing.
The more you know.
Right. I think I'm at a good stopping point. I gave some dimension to the flesh just because I felt like I wanted, as we're watching me paint him, that we actually could see what it was. Because when everything's in black, you just kind of lose the detail.
No, this is great.
So that gets us to a pretty good spot with good old Willie here. I'm really liking this guy. I really like the stucco we worked up. Hopefully, if you were here, if you weren't here when we did the background, go back and watch that part because it was really just a good study in how to do a textured background very quickly with a dry brush. Just smacking paint on, smudge brushing the background, and then airbrush filters to add a bit of color and a bit of dimension to it.
Oh, Lumberjack said, I love an ivory black vermilion and yellow ochre. Vermilion? What's vermilion?
A reddish.
A reddish? Ivory black. Interesting.
For an ochre, your nickel azo yellow and a little bit of white are going to be your best bet. That's really why I made nickel azo. But we're done with the expert acrylic line for the foreseeable future. These 22 colors you can do anything you want to with. And yeah, flashlight on the desk is cool too. If you don't want to do the zenithal highlighting, you can take the model, if you get good at taking a photo, shine a bright light on it from a direction. That's going to give you a much starker contrast. The reason why the zenithal works better is because the dusting of paint that it does in the midtone areas turns gray. The light doesn't turn gray. The light is either bright or dark. It doesn't do a lot of that variation that the photo will pick up much, unless you're really, really good at taking photos. You can take very, very good black and white photos, but you have to use more diffuse lighting. You have to work harder at it. But you can definitely do that. Just shine a light on your model, take a photo, and then keep that photo for reference too. Just make sure that when you turn the model around, you also move the light, right? So if you're shining the light from the right on your model from the front and take the photo, when you turn it around, move the light to the left. Otherwise, you'll have the light going the wrong direction on the back. Lots of people do that. They set the light up on their desk like this, take the photo from the front, turn the model around, take the photo there, and now their light on the back is messed up because that's not how light works. The light would move with the model. So just make sure you do that.
Great stuff, Jason.
To heck with your Zorn palette. Your fads. You and your fad kids. Just paint with nickel azo yellow. And get rid of vermilion and use the new alizarin crimson.
Zool palette.
Just paint with everything that has no blues or greens in it and you're fine.
This guy's layering good. Yeah. He's definitely coming out pretty good. This little guy.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I am so happy to be back. Adepticon was absolutely fantastic. I'm really happy that everybody got to spend some time with us. If you weren't there, make it a point to get there next year. It is going to be absolutely off the hook for 2027 as we launch the full-fledged celebration. But man, did we have a great time. So, got to say thanks again for the class Friday night. I thought the class on Friday went really well. I was really, really happy with where everybody finished up. A lot of people struggled. Friday's class at Adepticon was really about glazing. We called it underpainting for flesh, but the point of that is really glazing.
Yeah.
Because it's underpainting for anything. And when you're underpainting, you have to be good at glazing. That's what we did. The filters here were glazes. They were just done with an airbrush. And so as you get good at painting with thin paint, you see the power it has, right? It can filter and blend and create textures and do all sorts of really cool things that can speed up not always just for speed, but just allow you to paint a little bit looser, right? Because I feel like a lot of people get scared because they look at a picture and they say, okay, I have to make this really smooth bone look. And so they try to do it every step of the way, not realizing that what the painter probably did was paint really loose and sketchy and then maybe filter it back with an airbrush or glaze it back smooth later on in the process. And so until you run into those techniques, you don't realize there are a lot of those cheat codes, if you want to call them that give you the output that you're looking for, but don't require you to be so painstakingly, practical with your blends through the entire process, because that can take you weeks to finish one part of your model. So a lot of times we look at stuff like that, and that's really what Friday was about. So I'm glad everybody liked it. I think everybody had a really good time in the class.
Cool.
The immediate feedback was awesome. Yeah. Oh, nice, Tim. But everybody, we are back. We're back for the rest of the week. Chris and I will be here, joined by Gabe if Chris lets him have a microphone. But
We'll get him.
Chris doesn't like Gabe having a microphone, and Gabe is. Gabe, you're not here tomorrow?
You're technically here tomorrow.
Well, I'll be.
Yeah. Technically, all three of us will be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
What are you talking about? You're streaming tomorrow. What are you talking about?
So we'll be streaming the rest of the week.
Yeah, we're streaming tomorrow.
If you're new around here,
What are
hit
you
that
guys talking
follow button. 'Cause
Same old.
We do this normally Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monument Standard Time here in Phoenix, Arizona. We were gone yesterday because we were all flying home from Adepticon, but we're back now. So for the rest of the week, we'll be doing that. We have a giveaway to do this week, which will be a lot of fun.
Yep. Keep an eye out.
We'll be giving someone this lovely piece.
Yep.
Not this one, but you'll be getting one, right? Of one of the new Frameables. So that should be a lot of fun. So make sure to join in on that. Hit the follow and the subscribe buttons, no matter what platform you're watching from. We'd love to see you back. Make sure to hit the links that Chris threw up in chat there too. The Discord, we got 7,000 freaking artists in there that are amazing. One of the best Discord groups you'll ever join. It really is a place to make friends, get inspired, ask questions, get feedback from a tremendous scope of artists. Everything from brand new artists that are just starting the hobby, like you may be, or who have put millions of brushstrokes down on plastic over the course of their years. So we've got everybody in between as well. Love to see you over there. And then check out monumenthobbies.com and monumenthobbies.eu. That's what puts food on our plates. Buy some paint, some brushes, some amazing hobby supplies, some texture trainers, whatever you need, and help us keep the lights on and making cool stuff and doing these amazing streams. So I've had a lot of fun. Hell, we went for what, 3.5 hours?
Yeah.
Almost 3.5 hours?
Yeah.
I love it.
Welcome back.
All right, everybody. Stay tuned. Chris is going to find us somebody to raid. You'll have more hobby goodness into your evening, and we will catch you back here mañana. Adios.